Blast and ahoy once again to ye mateys! I be your stylishly tanned and windswept DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me enough pleasure to fill the Mariana Trench to welcome you once again to Corsair's Cove, and Ep11 of our new story in my Humbewood world of Monsters and Magic. Above me I have my hearty crew, the jovial Nikolai Kravchenko, the joyous Karen Schlink, the jocund Brendan Ellis, and our special guest for the next couple of episodes, the jolly Daria Yevdenova, who also created our character art and our chatter modes. Now you get to meet the person behind the art. Isn't that cool? Check out our new Kesh Wave and Featherheart emotes, which I'm happy with. So let's talk about these wonderful people, shall we, who have decided to waste their evenings with me. Nikolai, who the absolute heck are you?
Hi, I'm Nikolai. I'm a role player in the Australian online RPG space. I usually stick around between here at Corsair's Cove and over on Roll for Damage. I am Cossack Nigo in chat.
That is true. Daria, who the heck are you?
Yes, my name is Daria. Surprising. But yes, I usually play on Mondays on the Eldritch Scribe Twitch channel. We also play some D&D, have some fun. But this next week, we're not playing. Instead, I will be on the Roll for Damage charity stream with our DM and with another player from our stream and with Josh as well. So you're going to see all of us very soon there. Come say hi.
Exactly. Karen, who the heck are you?
I am Karen, surprisingly. I am a writer, a performer, a general art slut. Which just still makes me laugh. One day I'll stop being amused by it. You can enjoy other D&D adventures featuring me by checking out the podcast There Be Dragons. Links in chat. You can also follow my Bella Sculptor ego, Miss Lolamore, over on Instagram. And I think that's about it for now, right? Sounds good? I'm very matchy-matchy today. I hope you enjoy.
Yes, matchy-matchy.
That's very cool.
And Brendan, who the heck are you?
Hello, I'm hecking Brendan Ellis, actor, director, art slut. It doesn't really work for me. I just really wanted to try it.
I think you backed out a bit too soon.
Support.
I am an art slut. I'm an art slut.
That you are. Slutty.
Don't art slut shame me. Let's bail. I have some shows in Fringe as well. Check out Perth Playback Theatre. There's a link in chat as well. It's going to be cool, and I am at Brensa in chat where I shitpost here and on Monday nights at Roll for Damage.
And I be Josh the Pirate. Yeah, you can find me and my face and voice here on Corsair's Cove, my channel that I run with my lovely wife, the mother of bunnies. And otherwise, you can find me on, more often than not, on Roll for Damage. I will be there a lot this weekend. I'm running my own game on Saturday afternoon, and then I'm going to be in 3 games in 16 hours over Sunday, which is stupid. And one of them is going to be with Daria and Des from the Eldritch Scribe, and AJ and a person called Nikki, who I do not know. I'm getting to meet loads of new people this weekend because Roll for Damage is having an enormous, monstrous, frankly stupid 48-hour live stream event where to raise money for St. Jude's Cancer Council Cancer Research Hospital. That's one. Children's Hospital Research. That, all those words, probably in something approaching that order. And we've got tons and tons of giveaways to give away.
Nailing it. You're nailing
it was a look of disappointment on your face before you said giveaway the
I'm
second
very
time.
clever and good. It's been a long day, everyone. All right. Yes, please come along and check it out. It will begin with the final episode of TSA, The Scales Above season finale, episode 12, and then we're going to do a Humbewood one-shot with some of the cast of the last Humbewood one-shot that I did here for our charity game. We're going to do the follow-up to what happened to those Muppets. Tavernish and Bristlehorn will be exploring what the heck happened to them. It's going to be called Fox Force 5. So, beyond that, yeah, Des is running one about, I think it's Christmas toys? No, it's a Christmas party. It's an office Christmas party.
Christmas murder party,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm excited for that one. And there's going to be
I
a couple
feel
of
like-
games of Quest.
I feel like a lot of Christmas parties end up involving murder.
I mean,
Just-
too, like, they go together always. You know?
Christmas
Only
brings
the
out a
good
lot
ones.
of tensions. Yeah.
That's true.
Anyone else excited for that horror movie like Silent Night, where apparently the world's ending on Christmas and it looks really weird as hell?
The
and
first
kinda
time I
creepy?
hear about it. Sounds
Go look
cool.
up the trailer. It's wild because it starts out like it's a fun Christmas movie, and then it's like, yeah, but then this thing is gonna come and kill us all, and you're just like, wait, what? This isn't a nice Christmas movie? It's about death? Cool.
Alrighty, noted.
It's weird.
Yeah. Omi says
I'm-
I'm,
I'm
really
up for
quite
it.
quiet. I will basically speak up because I'm not sure why it's doing. And it's that, or you hear an awful lot of other noises. Omi, you don't want that. Trust me. Well, I must remind our delicious, tasty, and possibly even Michelin star rated audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things. We have all the socials, you bloody champions, you. So you can check them out.
champions.
And yeah, we've even got our YouTube up now. So Daria has
Yeah,
been
we
on the channel before, and you can look at her face over there on the YouTube.
Maybe don't though.
Oh, but you could. Yeah, who wants to give us a cheeky little recap for the fucking season?
Dara, you're all caught up, right?
Yes, I got this.
No, I think it's my turn, so I will go ahead and turn down Sirenscape so I can hear myself.
What?
I'm already missing the sexy jazz from last night. much
Okay,
sexy jazz.
so last week we had just gotten done with negotiating with a massive, gigantic wake worm. That was very nerve-wracking. Then we spoke to the captain of our ship, who is captain, or it's not, is it Furus?
No, Captain.
No, that's the other one.
It's Commander, not Ramius. Commander Vilnius.
Vilnius, it is, yes. Captain Marco Vilnius, I have here,
What?
the servant captain of the Salt Spray, told us that this seemed like some dodgy stuff, that the wake worm's baby had been captured, so that seemed like the work of Skopps. Now, you used two different terms, so I want to confirm, is it Beast Tamer or Beast Master?
It is neither. I looked this up this afternoon. It's Beastbreaker. I apologize. Skopps Beastbreaker.
Skopps the
Okay.
Beast Boy. Skopps the Beast Boy is
Skopps
the,
the Beastie
bad
Boy. Yeah.
guy.
Oh, I love his work.
It's so good.
Remember.
We fought for the right to party. We went
sabotaged
to a
the ship.
cove. We went to a cove that we had passed on our way out to sea that seemed a bit suspicious, and lo and behold, Skopps and his ship were out there waiting for us. He was signaling that he wanted to parley, so we had a bit of a chat about whether we wanted to do that, and we decided, yes, we'll give it a shot. So our fearless leader, Kesh, took it on board to
Fearless.
lead the conversation with some encouragement from us. And I think Kesh did a great job, and Skopps was just a dick. So Eric felt
Eric
like Skopps was
started the
being-
fight.
Eric felt like Skopps was being a dick, so Eric cast Lightning Bolt on their ship. So then we had a ship-on-ship combat, which went very well for us.
Yeah.
Especially went well for Eric, who didn't take a single hit. That was cool. Sorry about Arthur and who's our Javier? I just blanked. Arthur and Javier took like a bunch of cannonballs to the face, so that was interesting.
Well,
Javi
they
took
made the mistake of
worst.
standing right next to each other.
Yeah. Or on each other, as
a
the
lot of the
case was. Eventually, we did wreck the ship. Arthur and Javier pulled Skopps overboard, which was very cool. He went under the water, not to be seen. We our ship just plowed through their ship. And then we decided that in the wreckage of their ship, we would pull up Skopps and see what he wanted to say now. We pulled up the ropes that we had tied to him, and they were not attached to anything. And then he rose from the water, standing on top of what appeared to be the baby wakeworm, which was super cool. We had a round of trying to attack him, and he seemed to be shrugging off a lot of the hits. And then he did some nonsense at us, went underwater again, and then we were preparing for him to come back up, and he didn't. And then we saw the gate of his cove fortress close because he is a coward. And then we went back to shore. And Ferris from the Coast Guard saw our ship, and we discussed what our next plan of action was, which is to presumably try to find this cove by foot because it was well defended by water. We ended by kind of doing a debrief at the pub. We did lots of shots, particularly Arthur. Arthur did so many shots that everyone was really impressed with how many shots he did.
Cranberry shots are a wild night.
It was lit. Yes, Arthur and Eric abstained while everyone else got drunk. Javier got oddly emotional and was kind of saying really sentimental things to everyone inexplicably. Then everyone went to bed except for Eric, who knew that something was up, and he caught Javier as he was trying to sneak out. And Lux made me cry. And that was how we ended last session.
Yeah, Brendan was crying. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good time. It took altogether far too long, but yeah, Lux is gone now. And yeah, Havier is nowhere to be seen. Well, mateys, may your friends be honest with you and all your negotiations with sea monsters be successful as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion into the Humbewood. And a bit of a music change. Right. So, where we left the party, they had just had a party celebrating getting back to Saltars Point alive, after which Eric caught Havier sneaking away but let him go, demonstrating a bond of trust that is growing between these mad people. The following morning, you awaken. Kesh, possibly with a bit of a thick head. What do you do?
You want me to roll for it?
Yeah, if you like.
Constitution, I'm assuming?
Yes, con save, please.
Oh, 18! I am fine after a couple glasses of water.
Turns out, wow, that's 2 18s in a row con saves. Nice. Yeah, you are fine. Kesh wakes up like, dry, but otherwise okay. Yeah. Rolls over, gets the remainder of last night's beer, sieves the cigarette butts out of it, and knocks it back.
Oh, God.
Or is that Arthur? Sorry, that's Arthur.
It used to be Arthur.
Used to be. He's on the map.
Now he sieves it out of the cranberry juice.
I just have this vivid recollection of, I can't remember who it was, someone when we were at film school who made that like short film about the dude who woke up and had like the roll your own cigarette all ready to go, just resting on his chest, so the second he could get up, he could just...
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's an addiction.
All right, what do you do?
I'm gonna go get some breakfast.
You all have
drinks
separate
deeply from the
rooms.
stress mug.
Yeah, you all have separate rooms. You all get up. You all go down for breakfast. You meet at the breakfast table.
Great.
Morning.
Good morning, Major. How's your head doing?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh. Well, that's it.
Were you
That's a
hoping I'd
nice-
be hungover?
I was expecting it. You were pretty fucked.
I can hold my booze, Arthur. I just rarely feel the need to.
That's impressive because you did get very loose.
I needed to blow off some steam after being almost crushed to death by a giant worm. That was a first. There's been a lot of firsts.
We had those student artists over here because you were up on the table at one point, don't you?
Oh. So there's a portraiture to commemorate.
I wish there was.
Maybe we could franchise. Next time we go back to Alderheart, we can see if we can get some of those artists out here, huh?
We could do a calendar, probably. I reckon we can make a fair bit of coin with a calendar.
What, of me dancing on tables?
It's a lot of work for Daria.
Of all of us. We could, you know, I want to be January.
Something early in the year.
You could be the first 6 months, and Kesh could be the last 6 months.
Well, then where are you supposed to fit in?
No, calendars. It's not really my scene.
Okay.
Kesh and
Well,
Arthur, can you roll me perception checks?
Yeah. By the way, where's Avi?
That's the one. Don't worry about it then.
That's 20. I got it.
You notice that Havier is not around.
10. I remain curious, but not curious enough about
The lack of a Havier is a somewhat noticeable thing.
Should we go wake him up?
Yeah, there's a certain absence.
No. Javier has gone.
It's actually unsettling eating food without being stared at now. I've gotten used to it.
The absence is deafening. But no, he's gone.
He died.
No. I hope not. He only left last night.
Where did he go?
I don't know. You remember how he told us the other day that he has a guy?
Yeah.
He's been acting a bit shady since then. I noticed he disappeared yesterday afternoon when we got back into port. I caught him leaving last night. He told me not to follow him, but he has one of the diamonds that we bought, and he promised that he would bring it back. So all we can do is trust him to do that.
Right, well, he would have been handy for what we're about to do.
Yes. Yes. I was going to say I tried to convince him to stay, but I didn't really. It seemed like something that he really had to do. We haven't known him for long, but he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would just walk out on his duties unless there was something important.
Well,
Oh,
hope you're right. I'd hate to have to be mad at him. Be annoying.
You would have to stare him in the face.
And I don't know if I can win a staring contest with Javier.
it also hurts your neck so much because you're staring upwards the entire time.
Well, we will sally forth with the skills which us three bring to bear. And victory will be ours.
Are we supposed to pose? Is that?
I don't know. I need breakfast, okay?
I'm gonna stick my foot on the table.
There's a Jabine in the corner who's like frantically sketching, just like trying
We
to.
do have artists here.
Yes, it's an outpost of the hung, drawn, and quartered. It's different.
I'll pay you later. I'll commission that. Yeah.
Thank you. He goes away.
I've got so much exposure to pay you in.
Oh,
Don't,
God,
it hurts.
That's the worst thing you
It
can
hurts.
say.
Ouch.
Oh, so much
Like
exposure.
exposure?
bucks.
Oh man, if exposure could be cashed in, I would own a mansion on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be having the argument with my landlords that I currently am.
They want us to weed the garden. We want them to remove the fence that blew over 2 months ago.
I want them to have weeded the garden when we moved in. Rocks fall, Eric dies. Oh me, yes.
I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Wow. Yeah, it was obviously too soon for literally everybody. All right, so yeah,
So what's the plan? It sounded like Ferris was saying that we should trek over to
Yes,
the cove.
sounds like we are going to be furnished with further information this morning, and then we shall strike out for the pirate's nest and free the fearsome beastie he has taken captive.
I mean, you were going to interrogate a guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
We got
happened
that-
to the guy?
We did
Yes.
take a hostage.
We
We also get supplies, probably.
Kesh is a little hungover. Or Karen is a little bit tired. Who knows? It's all
Of
part of the
course.
magic of live roleplay.
I
We had to
did
talk
think
to
it
that
was-
guy. We had to
it was
talk
a-
to the. Yeah.
It was a bold strategy of yours, Kesh, for us to all give him the silent treatment on the entire journey back. I feel like hopefully it's really rattled him.
Yeah.
It wasn't
sure
because we
he-
had other shit to do.
I'm sure he was expecting to be, like dunked in a bucket a few times straight away. But you got to let them rest, and then they get comfortable, and they're like, oh, they're not going to interrogate me. I'm safe. And then just when they think that everything's all right, you kick in the door, and you're like, right.
I'm really
was,
excited.
I was going to say that the incense that you gave him from Javier's pack was a nice touch.
Scratch that off Javier's equipment. Cool.
Speaking of remembering things to do as well, Alpha reaches down below the common room table and takes out the pirate booty. And
Oh
We
my
do also
god, the
have the-
chest!
Oh,
We didn't look inside.
I can't get into it. It is quite predictably locked.
Oh.
It is. The box is, because I have now had time to prepare it, ornate, about 2 feet long by 1 high, and done out in brass detailing. The core, however, is made of solid oak, and it's locked with a very complex-looking internal lock. There is, and after I'll let your 20 from earlier carry over, there is, standing by the front door of the place, there is a small hedge girl, a child, looking actually pretty much at you guys. And she's sort of hopping from one foot to the other. She could need the bathroom, but it looks like she's just excited. And she's holding something in her hands. She sees you wave and then sort of dashes over and sort of hands Kesh the note and says, "This is for you, General."
Oh, thank you.
General now. Moving up in the world,
Have I
Major.
been promoted and no one told me?
She
maybe
curtsies
that's what
and
the
then
note
like
is for.
runs off. This is not a fleshed out character. Do not look for her.
What's your name?
Shut up!
Wait, what's your name? What's your backstory? What
No!
are your needs and wants?
Where are your parents?
How do you like breakfast?
They're dead. And runs.
I bet it was the wake worm.
Not out of the possibility. The note reads, "I may have found something that might help. Come by and I'll hook you up. Petra."
Oh,
Oh, lovely.
well, shall we go and visit Petra? Just in case that information may give us some ideas for questions to ask our captured person of interest. I don't know about opening the chest. It looks like
Where
do any of you guys know how
thieves'
to-
tools?
I don't know if I have thieves' tools actually. No, I have tinker's tools. I don't have thieves' tools.
I have a big fuck off hammer.
Or, I mean, it looks
Maybe
a bit
not
more
in the-
delicate.
Yeah, maybe not in the middle of the tavern. Do I have a crowbar? Actually, I'm pretty sure I have a crowbar.
I'm sure
have
Petra probably has some thieves' tools we can buy.
I do have a crowbar.
Yeah, look. Kesh, you can make an intelligence or investigation if you like.
Are you
Think it
going
would
to
be-
tell me that I shouldn't try to crowbar open the thing?
I
only got a 5 on my investigation.
I'm not going to tell you shit.
Should
You
I
can
try and
in-
wrench it open, do you reckon?
It looks quite intricate and
The major
These-
is suggesting it, so it's probably a good idea.
Oh
You know
no.
what?
Oh no.
I can't argue with that logic.
But maybe we should do it at
I
Pet
tried a crowbar open the chest.
Very Mel, make a strength check.
10.
You would have advantage. That's a save though.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Which is -2 to that.
And how do I? Oh, there we go. 0.
You cannot. It's very well sealed. It's a really well made chest. It's a pirate king's chest.
Right. What were you saying about maybe Petra would know how to maybe
No.
jimmy it open in a less violent manner?
Yeah, she probably has better crowbar technique.
She probably does.
At the very
I haven't been a bandit for a while. I'm rusty.
All right.
I mean, she used to be a sailor, so she probably knows the intricacies of how these things work, right?
Possibly.
One would hope so. Right. Has everyone finished their bacon sandwiches? Are we good to go?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, two bacon sandwiches and a clam chowder later. You guys head on out. I know Karen doesn't like seafood, guys.
Who
all
would
right,
eat it for breakfast, though? Ugh.
I've had clam chowder for breakfast. On a
Yeah,
plane.
and you're a freak, darling. You know that.
On Cathay
Why would you
Pacific.
out yourself like that, Josh?
That's true, yeah. Yes, they wouldn't have possibly known otherwise. All right, so yeah, we are we are going to you go to the Marguerite Rose.
Arthur, you going to bring the chest with us?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
He's not leaving it anywhere.
But
He
this is
slept
a
with it,
pirate
like-
king's chest.
I
Yeah, he
noticed.
slept with his wings wrapped around it, going, "Oh yeah, we're friends now, aren't we? We're going to take good care of each
like
other,
one of
you
those
and me."
big anime pillows, but it's a chest.
As we so are the anime pillows. Those are often big chest.
I was spooning the booty all night long.
As we're walking down the roads, I watch people kind of their eye gaze following the chest.
It's not too many, but there are a few. There are a few. Omi is the aspect of death. Yes, absolutely. Omi is the big roller. All right. So, yes, you get to the Marguerite Rose, the shop that looks like a shipwreck, because that's what it is. That some heavy-duty scroungecraft on the part of the owner and her crew turned into a very serviceable shop with a lot of doors and windows and storage areas just sort of slapped on higgledy-piggledy. Yeah, you enter, and Petra Cloudburst is there. Behind the counter, there's a little dingle. It's not a little tinkle of a tiny bell. It's a ship's bell, which would normally have like rung in for dinner and watches and things like that. So it's quite a loud dong. Oh, you're here really quick. Hey guys.
Well, we've come to see you or interrogate someone, so we thought we'd get this one out of the way.
Oh, fair. Well, I actually might be able to help you out with that, mateys.
Excellent.
Great.
Good to know.
You see, I have a sneaky little suspicion that you're going to want to talk to a matey of mine. Julia!
Yes?
And yes, surprise, everybody. Daria will be playing Julio Switchgear. So, Julio here has a bit of information for you, and thinks he might want to join you on your little quest, ramble.
Let's go with quest. It sounds more purposeful.
Sure. Well,
Sounds
A
like-
Julio,
ramble's what I do after dinner.
you want to
So
lay
you
your
wanna-
info on him?
Oh, gladly. Well, I hear you guys are in a bit of a pickle. Maybe a full jar of pickles. I don't know. But I do have some history with that fellow. I'm talking about Mr. Skopps.
Skopps.
Oh,
Yes. Don't say it so loud, but yes. So I did kind of run with him for a while. A little while, just a tiny while, 10 years ago. Like, don't even like the guy at this point, okay? But, well, even back then, he was a little bit, pew, crazy. So, yeah, it didn't stay for long. But I do know about his hideout and how to get there sneakily.
Well, that would be very handy.
Are you telling us that you were a pirate?
I mean, what's a pirate? Let's start there. I mean, the definition is so gray and I don't even
That
know.
is
I
so
have to look
cool.
at the dictionary.
I love it. That is so cool.
Oh, you do? Then yes, I was a pirate, yes.
Do you know how to use a scimitar? Because I've never gotten the hang of it. And it looks so much cooler than a hammer.
Well, I have a rapier. It's kind of like a scimitar. I don't know. Is it like a scimitar? I have no idea.
It's pretty much like a scimitar.
Yes, then yes.
Well, if you are willing to help us, Julio, we will gratefully accept that help.
Julio, don't get me wrong. I just wanna. I mean, I like you, but when you say you were kind of a pirate, and then oh yes, I really was a pirate. What exactly did you pirate?
Well, when you're a pirate and under a captain who is a little harsh, let's say that, you don't really have a choice but to pirate. But with time, things started to get a little dark. Didn't like this. So work began to be kind of dirty to me.
I understand
Petra is
that.
actually going to chime in here. Petra would say, and I want to be clear, Julio has saved my life. I trust Julio implicitly. Like, Julio's my first mate. And I don't say that lightly. I don't give that trust to anybody. But when the Marguerite Rose crashed, it was Julio who pulled me from the wreckage. He's a good guy. Did some questionable shit, but hey, Arthur, Kesh, you're what?
Haven't we all?
Wildwood Brigade? Those guys don't tend to be pure of heart.
No. No, I may have taken things that did not belong to me.
Well, who hasn't, hey?
Mm.
So, probably
quite good
Eric,
at it.
actually. My vibe is that Eric has not taken things that don't belong
Yeah,
to
you
him.
seem like a very straight down the line chappie.
Speaking of things that don't belong to you, nice chest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pirate King Booty.
We may have stolen Skopps' chest.
Oh,
You know, we're just
shit.
really good at it.
Well,
Julio, you wouldn't happen to know like a passcode or like a 3-digit number that he's very favorable towards?
His birthday, maybe.
Have you tried 777? No, there's no like punching the numbers. You just have to open it with lockpicks.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't know how to do that.
Well, I
Petra.
do.
Oh, Julio.
Petra's just leaning back, smiling, grinning, waiting for Julio to just whip out his keychain.
Yeah. Just sit back and watch me work. And you see like a long wallet chain appear and a couple lockpicks out. And
Yeah.
what do I do? Do I just like click
Sleight
on
of hand
my...
check with advantage.
Oh, I do
Damn.
have expertise in thieves' tools. How do
Oh,
I
that
do
then.
that?
That then.
Is it in my tools
It's
section?
a
Just
dex. It's a dex check plus your proficiency twice.
okay.
Makes it probably about a
right.
10.
Okay. Let's start.
DM, while Julio is doing this,
Yeah.
I would like to just do a read on him. I want to roll insight just
Please
to
do.
kind of.
Come on, Julio.
Well, that's not great, but that's
Yeah.
plus 10, so
With advantage.
16. Oh, with advantage. Nice.
A 24 for Eric.
Feeling very
Well,
insightful.
Let me
all
do
right.
that.
Yeah, Julio.
What?
Rough.
Oh,
That's so. That's hard.
It's seeming to take
Yeah.
Julio a bit. It's seeming to take Julio a bit of time. You hear a click.
it's all
But the
it's
lock
all
doesn't
performance
open.
issues. It's just because there's a lot of people around. Okay, just turn around. I don't like when people watch me do this.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
just
Petra's like,
oh.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my! Look at this fine thing over here in the
And I
opposite
try
direction.
to try to.
Go
open
one
it
more
anyway.
time. You don't get advantage this time.
Just not another 2, please.
See?
Okay, so that's 27.
Jesus. Oh, it'd be
Better.
13 plus 10, so 23.
Yes,
But still,
20, yeah.
23 is still everybody turns their backs on Julio, just sort of like, okay, just give the guy a minute, give the guy, and then you hear a click within like 2 seconds of turning your backs. You just ding ding ding, boom, and yeah, it's just don't like to be watched, that's fine. And yeah, Julio is lifting the lid on the thing, while Petra's like, yeah, it's really cool. Oh, good.
That was fast.
Open sesame seeds. Here we go.
Wonderful.
Arthur.
Well, I'm happy to have you on board, Julio.
Eric, he's clearly a shady little mouse, but your read on Petra is pretty good. She wouldn't knowingly send you a guy who's like dodgy as fuck. He's no more clean than Eric or Kesh.
Arthur, yeah.
Yeah, or Eric, that guy as well.
He's a bit
Arthur as
shady,
well.
you know.
Yeah, seriously shady. Doesn't want to mention his family at all. Yeah, she wouldn't be leading you up the garden path. It's actually kind of charming that he had that performance issue that might actually have helped a little bit in your estimation. As sort of like a genuine pirate would probably, like a really nasty, rough, hardcore dude would have gone another way. No toxic masculinity from Julio. And also, he made you fish and chips with mushy peas. Like,
That's true.
you did actually, like, you've spent a not inconsiderable amount of time with Julio, like a couple of days all up. So yeah, he doesn't seem like he's full of malarkey, or if it is, it's in your favor. You feel like shenanigans could happen, but they'd be fun shenanigans, not tragic.
Well, Julio, it would be good to have you on our side.
Yes, and I am prepared with some ingredients on the road. I will
great.
cook some good things.
I like this plan.
Arthur,
I can't look
make
at the chest. The chest.
Arthur, make me an investigation check. I imagine Arthur's face is like in there.
Oh
right,
yes.
right away. Investigation check.
It's just reflections of the loot within.
Well, you find all the obvious shit. Okay. So yeah, you go through the box. There is a bag that you like, oh, that's a money bag. Yes, yes, yes. You hold up a pouch containing about 100 gold pieces straight off the bat. You also find, underneath it is a small wooden box. And opening that up, you find it's like about the same size as a box for a ring. Like really small, but inside is two pretty similar, like almost identical rubies.
Ooh.
They would be worth 75 gold pieces apiece. You've fenced enough stolen shit that you'd probably be able to take a rough guess at their street value. And
Street value just makes it sound like he's gonna like crush it up, do some lines.
snorting rubies is that's hardcore.
That's how
Bougie.
That's how I got my powers.
You find 3 golden hoop earrings as well in another case. Very piratey. Again, street value maybe 10 gold pieces. They're not super valuable, but they're nicely made. And the last thing you find, well, there's a big sheaf of papers, and on top of them is a very strange object. It is a metal tube mounted on the stock of a crossbow with a slightly flared end.
Is this a gun?
You wouldn't have any idea what a gun is. The papers underneath are meaningless to you from your investigation check. Yeah, it's got the trigger of a crossbow. It's basically the bit you would hold of a crossbow, but instead of the arms and string and the arrow bit of a crossbow, it's just this long metal tube with a slightly flared end. Yeah.
Arthur
Gun
holds
or
it up.
something?
Arthur holds it up. Someone has really bollocksed up a crossbow.
What is
Anybody
that?
else is welcome to make investigation checks as well.
Like honestly,
In my
they've never
time
seen
with
one.
Skopps, have I seen such a thing?
Oh yeah, actually you'd have advantage, or you can make a history check. Actually, Julio.
Oh, I will.
Well, broken crossbow aside, I do have 3 hoop earrings. Who wants to be earring buddies with me?
A 14
Sure,
for Julio.
I will.
Julio, you know what it is. You don't know how it works exactly, but you know that when it's fired, it's essentially a shotgun.
Oh, be careful. This is not a toy.
Well, it's probably broken. It's not a crossbow, really.
Oh, don't wave it around like this. What?
It doesn't have an arrow in it. It's fine.
Skopps called it a boomstick.
Boomstick. Not great. Sounds bad.
Don't point the boomstick at me, Arthur. Point it at bad guys.
If you call it a boomstick.
Can you see inside? Maybe there is a bolt. You just don't see it.
Oh,
Look down the barrel.
Kesh, I presume now that he's waving around something you now know is called the boomstick, you pick up some of the papers the boomstick was sitting on, and with your 11, you manage to determine what it does and how it works. It is functionally a magical weapon. It has it fires a cone of destructive damage, 15 foot. It's basically a breath weapon, but it does 1d8 piercing and 1d8 fire damage. But it does take about a minute to reload. It requires a small amount of metal bits, just like shards of stuff, and the application of a fire-based spell or cantrip to it as an igniter. It's like a bound spell. You charge it up with a spell, and then you can. It's not something you can really reload in combat. It's a one use and then do something else. But it's a pretty boss little weapon. It is a dex save for half damage, and large or smaller creatures can be knocked prone. Oh no. That was it. It fires destructive cone of shards, dangerous to about 15 feet. Creatures within this choose to make a dex save to half the damage. However, large or bigger creatures have disadvantage, and any creatures who manage to equal the DC for the dex save are prone because they are said to have dived out of the way.
Cool.
If you manage to beat the beat the DC, then you just get out.
Well, the good news is, Arthur, and Kesh is just looking over the paperwork. Well, the good news is that thing is incredibly destructive and could probably blow your face off.
You reckon? I don't know.
You gotta use a fire spell, and then it like shoots shards of hot metal out the end.
Petra is like just using her claw to put the barrel down towards the ground.
So maybe don't point it at anything unless you're willing to blow it up.
Is it charged?
Yeah, is there anything in the barrel?
Let's have a look.
Maybe look the other end.
There isn't another end.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, Eric, you have a lot of fiery stuff.
Yes.
Stuff black can.
Do you want it?
Yeah,
Well-
you can spontaneously make fire, right? You can make it go boom.
Yes. I mean, I'm not. Yes, I can take this, I suppose.
It's only really good for one thing though, because it takes a while to like stuff all the things back in it. So
I was just
element
thinking.
of surprise, boom, and then it's basically done.
Is it cast fire spell, and that is what activates it?
Yeah, basically you got to.
It's what charges it. Pulling the trigger activates it. So anyone can fire it, but it takes a wizard to reload it.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Anyone can fire it by pulling the trigger, but you have to cast a fire spell on it to load it up.
Well, I can do that, but I think it's. I trust Arthur implicitly. I think it's best in Arthur's
You all
hands.
heard it. You all heard Eric. He trusts me with it.
And I lower the barrel.
Just keep it pointed at the ground, okay?
What if the stuff inside falls out?
It
One
won't.
assumes.
Magically, it won't.
Yeah, magic.
Magic wizards did it. Leave me alone.
It feels natural to hold it like this on my shoulder.
Well,
Just don't turn your back on me, okay? I like.
Petra
my
actually
headwear.
leans over and says, "Oh, here we go. These sort of things usually have this." And she pulls a little metal bar down that sits in front of the trigger, preventing it from being pulled.
A
said-
safety.
I think they call it a safety. If you want to fire it, just move it with your thumb.
Safety or not, maybe it would be best not to be.
Please, not inside my shop.
And not to be hauling that thing around outside either.
I think it makes
It
me
does
look
look very cool.
It looks good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks cool.
Arthur, you don't need help looking cool.
Julio, you've seen Skopps use this for interior, like inside. Really good in boarding actions under decks, because it basically can clear whole rooms, just boom, and everybody
Yeah.
inside turns into sort of bits of people inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Is there anything else in there?
Make
I'm kinda
another
sifting.
investigation check if you want.
Can I
Anyone?
assist?
Anybody who likes, yeah,
someone-
or Julio can help Kesh, yeah.
free reign on the chest to pilfer.
Does
the
that
man.
just give me advantage, or?
Yeah, advantage. 18's pretty good though, Kesh.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to beat an 18. Yeah, 18.
18. 18 does find it. You do also find in the lid there is a secret compartment. And because you managed to open the chest in a non-violent manner, you didn't destroy the stuff in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God I failed my strength check.
I was really worried about you like burning it or having Arthur smash it up. Yeah, so you get the box open and there basically inside it's quite a small amount of space, but it's a whole bunch of documents. It looks like the ledger from a transport vessel, from like a cargo ship, keeping track of all the stuff that was on it. Looks like that, but the ship was called the Mayweather, and yeah, it doesn't really. With an 18, he couldn't really figure out why this would have been kept. There is nothing particularly interesting. It does seem to have been carrying livestock, which why the pirates would even have taken a ship carrying mostly like not cattle, but the Humbewood equivalent of cattle, which would be mostly giant silkworms and things like that. There are, however, a couple of letters. One would seem to be a love letter to someone called Hernia. It is written in elaborate prose and features no small amount of bad poetry. And it is signed Forever S. It's also really old. And well thumbed, like it's been read a lot. Like the corners look like they've been held for hours.
Is the name familiar at all?
Hernia? No, you've never heard of a hernia.
Okay.
Only now am I realizing that hernia is what happens to you when you put like bits of your stomach. Yeah, I forgot that. I literally just was making up a name. The other one.
Was it maybe it was to an athlete's foot?
The other letter is quite short. It's written on. It is, however, written on really nice. It's not parchment. It's vellum. But it says, "Skopps, got trouble coming your way. Be ready for it this time. Leave no survivors, or the deal is off." It is not signed.
Well, this one's quite ominous.
Does it look new?
It doesn't look old. Gauging the age of a letter is... It's either new or old, really. There isn't any... It's like super new. It's been folded... It hasn't been refolded or scrumpled up or anything. It's been folded in half. It's not a particularly large piece of vellum either. It's probably about the size of my hand. And it's been folded in half and waxed. Wax sealed. The seal does not, however, have a seal on it. It's just wax. That's been
What
sort
is
of...
vellum?
Vellum, I believe, is deer hide.
Oh, so like a skin. Oh.
Yeah, like fancy writing material.
What?
Like rich people.
How fancy is the hand writing?
It looks rushed, actually. It doesn't look like... It looks, obviously, the person... It is still joined up. It's not like commoner handwriting, like I learned my letters and my numbers and then I went to work on the farm. It's definitely somebody who was taught to write. rather than just anybody. This is a person who probably writes a lot, but it's like Doctor Scroll.
Out of curiosity, what kind of stationery does the council keep?
This council would have letter-headed sort of stationery, yeah. Probably not printed on vellum, though.
Would I, with my background, be likely to get any more information about a potential writer if I take a look?
You may certainly have a look, investigate. Hey, Mitch, good to see you. Well thumbed hernia. Castellan, good on you, buddy. Hi. Castellan is the DM of There Be Dragons. You can see the little logo down there of Hrosh, the fancy dragon. A 6. Not so much. It's there. You looking at it, it's like this could be any of hundreds of people. Most of your family members probably write like this.
Yeah.
But
Right,
it's not
can I-
special in any particular way.
But like, would I be thinking along the lines of like nobility, or would it go a bit below?
I mean, nobility, anybody who a merchant or anybody who keeps ledgers, accountants, doctors. There is an awful lot of professions, even in this sort of level of technology, where people would be able to write to this quality.
Yeah. So a professional.
Yeah. Not someone who works with their hands. Probably not many members of the Bandit Coalition or the Wildwood Brigade, actually. Probably this is better than Kesh's handwriting, put it that way. Kesh can write, but I wouldn't have said, like, not fancy, not flowing script.
I'm not winning any calligraphy competitions.
No.
anytime soon.
In fact, I would have thought, Kesh, you probably had to get quite a bit better at writing quite quickly, as soon as you were, like, handed the job of in charge of, like, a half the Wildwood Brigade, pretty much overnight.
Just the first day, she's holding a pen like this. Oh, Jesus.
Can I
That's
get a
adorable,
scribe or
though.
something for this? Yeah.
I can't afford
knowing-
it, deal.
Knowing thieves can't, can I try and discern if there's any hidden messages? Or just like,
Please have a look. Investigation check with advantage, because, yeah, thieves can.
this
Certainly.
is investigation.
18. This is there isn't a secret message in it. But just you spent a bit of while examining the document. You know, also based on your history, you know that Skopps was connected. Like you were aware that he had connections in Humbewood that allowed him a lot more freedom to move, and like when he left, you got the impression, and this sort of confirms it, that there was somebody high up that had his back, that meant that, you know, if the Coast Guard really wanted the guy's head, they'd wrestle up everybody they had and go out in force and take him down. They could have. Been a major undertaking, but they could have. The only reason you wouldn't have done that is corruption, and so that would be all you would infer from that. It's that this has the vibe of a secret message, but there's nothing hidden in it.
It's in high places for this one. Not many people would be able to stop the Coast Guard from, you know, doing their duties.
Yeah, that's a little concerning. How long has that new fella whose name I've totally forgotten been in?
Ferris.
Himbale. Yeah. Petra, who was up for the job, says, 6-7 years?
Okay, so he's been around a while then.
But Skopps hasn't. This is the thing.
Right.
Julio jumped ship, a decade ago? A little bit more? And that was when Skopps last left these shores. That would be why nothing's been done about it for a while. But before, he's menaced this coast for nearly 35 years.
Interesting. Might do us some good to keep this one a little private.
Oh, my
Yes.
beak is sealed.
Well, if we're planning on breaking into his hideout, then we might be able to find some more letters.
Right.
Yes.
I wish you well. You need any help? I'll be here. You want to drop those coins somewhere, Arthur? I could probably change them into a fancy weapon or something for you. Not that you need them, boomstick and all.
Well, I mean, you can't have too many fancy weapons.
True. That is basically my life motto.
Well, we don't play with encumbrance.
And you do not. Let me just scroll up to find the bit where I wrote down what her store has. Yeah, she's like, you'd be in the market for some very, very, very finely made studded leather.
I go buck personally.
That's
but
true. I've
perhaps
noticed that,
Major. Major, do you need some armor?
Am I wearing armor at all?
Does anyone need it?
I've got leather armor on, don't I?
Yeah, I think you've got leathers.
This was
Its dex is
taken
really high.
on the sea, so it we go
Yeah, I
by
got-
shares, right? Everyone has a share in the booty.
Oh.
Well, there is a very nice suit of leather armor that would fit Kesh and a pinch. If you wanted that, she's happy. It's a +1 leather armor functionally, and she'd happily let it go for 350 gold.
I'm already wearing leather armor, as it turns out. I'd
Studded
totally
leather
forgotten
is,
about that.
is 1 more than that, and
Oh,
plus
right.
1 would be 2 more than that.
A lot of money, though. I don't think I
It is
have.
quite a lot of money.
I don't think I have 350. I'd have to use everyone else's money to buy.
I don't even
Which
know if
was a
I've
bit
given you
rude.
enough to afford it.
I
No,
have
I
literally
can't afford
nothing.
it.
Yeah.
We've got 250 from the chest.
I have 15 gold.
Guys,
I can pitch
have
in.
I have armor. It's fine.
She's like, well, when you kill Skopps, you can collect the reward and then buy that. How about that?
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I'm sure he has more ill-begotten gains in his lair as well.
True, true. You know, if they're not going to pay you for killing the weight worm because you didn't, and fair enough, particularly if there's actually no need. I always thought it was weird that creature was attacking. Those things are not peaceful exactly, but don't tend to be aggressive to ships. Oh,
Not
well.
without reason, as it turns out.
Glad you guys got to the bottom of it. Good on you, Eric. Well done. And she sort of punches you comradely in the shoulder. Like, not in a hard
thanks.
way. Like, yeah.
No, it wouldn't need to be hard for Eric.
Thanks.
Thanks. Petra, I don't suppose you happen to have any herbalism kits, do you?
Oh, yeah, I could probably rustle them up. And she bustles off. And it takes her a couple of minutes. She eventually goes down a side alleyway because the whole store is just floor to ceiling, and the ceiling is quite high of shelves and loads of ranks of shelves. She goes 2 back and then up and climbs one of the sets of shelves up the top, and you can see her like 10 feet off the ground, sort of. Oh, here we go. Here we are. Hops down and says, "Yeah, all right. No, call it the staff discount because Julio's with you. 5 gold pieces."
How would you feel about giving me a loaner until we come back with some pirate loot?
Well, you could probably.
Eric, we have pirate loot right here. You
Oh,
feel free. Feel free. This is communal coffers.
okay, but not the earring. I like this.
We got to be marching. Yeah.
Birds don't have it.
No, it's like looped around a particularly sturdy feather.
Sure. I love it. Yeah.
Um,
You've got like
I scoop
holes. And...
I scoop up 5 gold and hand it to her.
Sure. Eric, you notice that the pieces are not. Most of them are not Humbewood minted. Like Alderheart has a mint, but yeah, most of them were not made here.
Not actually shocking considering he's a pirate.
Not at all. Just an
Do I
interesting detail.
recognize any of the mints or no?
You probably notice a couple. There is one. There is one from the Tangle Wilds, and a couple from other places that I can't remember the names of right now. But yeah, there's one definitely from one of the main cities near the Tangle Wilds.
Okay.
I need the second book.
Yes, hit point press, give it to us.
Quick.
Please.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you accept other different currencies, Petra?
Oh, as long as it's a gold coin, it's a gold coin, it's a gold coin. She does take out a small set of scales, and she goes, "Oh yeah, no, these are all good." Yeah, gives you a herbalism kit.
Great, thank you.
Oh, should we go interrogate?
Yes, let's go talk to this chap. Julio, did you want to come, knowing you might, you might not know, I'm not being you've been off the ship for 10 years, but we pulled a chap out of the water and we've been meaning to ask him some questions. So if you think you have anything to contribute in that regard, you're welcome to join us.
Question. Once you're done interrogating the chap, are you planning to... Or...
We were just going to put him in jail. At least I was just going to put him in jail.
When he is in jail.
Yeah, that's where he is.
Yeah. Just leave him in jail, I suppose.
All right, so if we are successful, he will not go blabbing to the big guy then?
Certainly not.
I'm safe then.
Unless whoever is funding the big guy gets him out.
He
But
feels like
I mean, it's a small fry, right?
he doesn't seem
And-
important.
Well, yeah, hopefully we'll have taken Skopps out by then anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
hopefully our mission will be a success and the pirate threat will be no more.
I will be confident in our abilities, and yes, I will go with you. But Petra, before I go, any health potions out there on the shelves?
And she's like, no, we don't have anything like that, I'm afraid, and gives you one. Just slips one into your back pocket. It is a basic bitch health potion. 2d4 plus 2.
Basic beach potion. That's my name on it. Let's go. That's great.
Oh, you've reminded me. Javier took off with most of our health potions.
I'm sure he left them behind.
That'd be funny.
So I've got one.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Javier just making his way across the countryside. Health potions like in a bandolier. Just together.
Oh shit, I
Giggling
should have
like a
left
madman.
these behind. Damn.
These will be so useful for me.
Yes. Cool. Alrighty. Well, you go up to the. You know where the guy is being kept because you saw him being taken there. He's being kept at the Coast Guard headquarters. Yeah, he's locked up there, and you've been invited back to interrogate him. Captain Timbale said he'd give you first dibs, so yeah, not going to have been roughed up by anybody else first.
Well, we're not going to rough him up, right? Right? We're just going to be nice, ask a few questions.
Well, who wants to spearhead this? I mean, do we want to be diplomatic about it, or do you want me to go in and just, go to town?
Can I see the guy before he sees me? Because if I know him from back in the day, we might use that to our advantage.
That is a very good idea. I like
That
it.
sounds very diplomatic.
Mhm.
And then we know whether to go in, fist flailing, or just whether to be cool and calm and be like, you're going to tell us everything we want to know. Or my friend here's going to beat you up.
I think that's a great approach.
Julio is a Jerbeen, Captain Kazi. Captain Kazi, would you mind rolling me a 1d2 in chat and Daria pick highs or lows? Roll space 2.
All
Highs or
highs,
lows?
baby. All highs.
Okay, Captain Kazi, roll a 2.
Major, maybe you and Julio go in first, and Eric and I will stay out here for a moment.
Oh,
Like, so the good cops, bad cops out there.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll go in and be nice, and then you guys can come in and be like, right,
Oh, I
you're
guess
in trouble, my son.
I can be scary.
Oh, I know.
All that
Worst comes
lightning
to
you
worst,
pulled
your
on.
little friend can kind of come out and scare the absolute pants off him.
Oh, well, maybe. We'll see.
Because no one would believe him if he said that happened. Just think about it. Would you believe him if he's like,
Or
No, it's
anybody
a really
else
good
can,
impression.
I
anybody else can
particularly,
roll it as well.
I particularly liked the part where I couldn't understand anything you said. So that's the positive part of that.
The gist was he would come off as crazy. So
Oh, yes, great.
nobody believes the honest truth in a situation like that.
Eldritch Scribe, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Eldritch Scribe, could you roll me a D2 in chat, please? ! roll space 2. I just need someone. This is to determine the design of the cell that the guy is in, whether or not it works. Thanks, Mitch. There we go. A 2. Boom.
Both roll 2s.
Excellent. Oh, there we go.
I'm here.
Daria pop back. There we go. Cool. A 2. Excellent. Yeah, it is the kind of cell that you'll be able to look into without him looking out. I had in my head that it was originally going to be a cage style situation, like open frontage, but now actually he's in a small room with a solid door with a peephole in it that Julio can probably have to stand on Arthur's shoulders to look in through the peephole, but can look in, and yeah, this is, you vaguely remember the guy. Guy's name you think might be Dremen. He's a ratty-looking gallus, which is like he looks like a heron.
So heron and rat at the same time.
But just ratty in the sort of derogatory way, not in a...
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Dremen. Yeah, I know the guy. Dremen. Little bitch. Yeah.
Oh, so would he carrot or the stick, I suppose?
I mean, he's definitely cowardly. So we can try to sweeten the pot, and if it doesn't work, well, we do have Arthur and scary Eric.
Right. Well, you guys wait outside, and if we need you, I'll just call. And if you could come in and look as threatening as possible. Maybe have the boomstick over one shoulder.
Ooh,
Great idea.
Yeah.
He'd know what it does. Yeah. All right. Kesh and Julio, you get the keys from one of the guards. You open the door. You enter, and the door is locked behind you. Yeah, Dremen sort of. All right. Hello. What's up? What do you want?
Oh, well, we just wanted
Finally,
to have
I wondered when you were going to talk to me.
We were very busy with other pressing matters. As you can imagine, a lot's been happening the last few days, and we just wanted to have a quick chat and see if you were interested in sharing any pertinent information you might have on a certain mutual acquaintance of ours.
You want me to dob in Skopps?
Yes.
Well, if he finds out, I'm a dead man.
Well, the trouble is, you're here, and he's naturally going to assume the worst about you, right? So he probably already thinks you've spilled the beans. And the difference is, if you don't actually spill the beans, then we have no reason to protect you. Whereas if you spill the beans, then we might be more interested in making sure he doesn't murder you horribly at some point in the future.
Kesh. Make a persuasion check with advantage, Kesh. Why'd you spill the beans, Tommy?
I have no advantages on charisma.
It doesn't matter. Come on, whip it out.
17.
Nice. Your rolls are not showing up. Nothing. Doesn't matter. I believe you. 17.
No, I can't see either. Yeah, 17. I can
Cool.
I can take a photo if you don't believe me.
No, I believe you.
I can see
17.
it. I can see it.
Hey, yeah, Brenda can verify.
How odd. Oh, never mind. Cool. Yeah, you do that. And he goes, all right, fair enough. Good point. Yeah, great. Maybe he doesn't even know I'm alive. Okay.
Well, yeah, he might think you're dead. And
All right.
in that case, we would see no reason to disabuse him of that notion.
So, all right. Say I help you. Say I tell you what you want to know. What's in it for me?
Well, for the time being, until this ugly business is resolved, a nicer cell. And
All
should
right.
the information provided by you grow and bear fruit, so to speak, then we would negotiate perhaps more gentle punishment for your activities than we might otherwise deign.
All right, sounds fair enough. I feel like I know you from somewhere.
Me?
Hey, no, Julio.
Oh.
Well, you are quite right, friendo. I was a part of Skopps' crew at some point.
Oh, the deserter. Yeah.
Well, we can call it that, or we can call it like wise premature leave.
I mean, look, I'm not going to argue with you there, mate. Good on you. Well done.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you that. Even back then, Skopps was a little bit, off his rockers. What is he up to now?
All right. Well, yeah, he's not, like you say, he's not all there. All right. The guy wants to turn himself into a sea monster.
What? As in, he's not trying to tame a sea monster, he's trying to become one.
Yeah. He wants to be the worm's daddy. I don't know exactly what, but he's got some weird magic, man.
Okay. So, as in, he wishes to change his physical form to that of a sea monster.
He said something about becoming like a big sea beastie, like that could rule the waves. I think what he's going for is like being in charge of the ocean. He wants to be king of the ocean, and I think the way he sees it happening is like becoming a sea monster.
Right. So where does the worm fit into this plan exactly?
I don't know, like if you can control. Because he started out with small things, and he keeps getting bigger. Like he's been, he used to. Julio, you remember, right? The whole he had sharks and he had a whale that was working
zoo.
for him. Yeah. Well, it's getting bigger and nastier.
Right.
Like he's getting better at it. And I don't know what he's planning to do with the weight worm. I know he wants to train it. But he can like get into its head. And maybe he's wanting to get into its head forever.
Question. When I was running with Skopps, did he show any signs of magic? Like, is he a mage of some kind, or is this a new development brought in by the someone?
Wizard, no. It's always been sort of. You got the vibe that there was a little bit of magic about the guy, but in the same way that a ranger is a bit magical. Not a full blood caster certainly, but he's blind in one eye and he's got the sort of milky pupil that you would remember flashed when he did something that was a bit like he had a way with animals. Back then it didn't seem like unnatural, just seemed like he was really good at it. Whereas now these guys have obviously seen firsthand. It's basically he's just gotten stronger. What Dremon's describing does match up with your lived experiences, the lot of you. Like, if I was to give you any advice, and you're welcome to not listen to me, but I wouldn't go into his lair.
If we were not to go into his lair,
Well, yeah.
what would lure him out?
And he sort of sits down and he says, like, maybe really magic stuff? Maybe. I don't know. I think the guy's got all he wants, really.
He's got his sea monster, he's got his cove to hide it in.
I mean, maybe a new boat. He was
We
quite
did-
fond of the Thornmail.
Yeah, it's a shame. It was a very pretty boat.
Sorry, Arthur and Eric, are we kind of standing within earshot?
You would definitely hear it, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine you're outside the door.
Yeah. I want to step in and say, You see he's got everything he wants. What about hernia?
Who?
I'm familiar with the name.
Make me a
Or
persuasion
the
check,
affliction.
Eric.
Cool.
You reckon he's got a hernia?
Poor chap.
This
it could
just a
be
straight roll?
hermia. It might have been an M instead of an N.
Might have been hermia. Let's make it hermia. That's less
Make
prone
it
for
hermia.
abuse.
That
I
minus
love
one.
you like the bulge of intestine that protrudes through my abdominal muscles.
Oh, it's Shakespeare, my love. Shakespeare. You've got away with it. You can tell she's a
Do a
writer,
line
chat.
of greeting cards. You're my
I'm
little
not seeing
hermia.
anybody's coming up now.
I got a 17. Maybe refresh D&D Beyond.
I will refresh D&D Beyond because I haven't had anything since Julio's investigation check. Do that.
Your cat is being a bit of an attention whore tonight.
Oh, it's always.
There you
Not a stream goes by without this.
Yeah.
go. Love me.
Yeah, the dog will probably make an appearance in the second half. She
Yeah.
usually does.
And in
That's what
about
she likes.
it's nearly his dinner as time as well, isn't it? Alrighty. Sorry, what was the question? Hermia.
Hermia.
Yeah, he does not know who you're talking about. There's and you sort of, the door is unlocked and you step in. He's like, hello. He recognizes you as the dude who was calling lightning down on the ship. He goes, oh Christ. All right. Well, he doesn't say Christ. Oh crikey. All right. Hello, the wizard, sir. Hermia. No idea. That's like he probably is being serious, being genuine. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Like who would that be then?
I have a.
No one important, I'm sure.
I'm curious to know how many men Skopps has got in his cove.
Oh well, it depends how many died on the Thorn Mail.
Well, what would be the worst case scenario? We know at least half a dozen are dead because we saw them floating face down.
Yeah. Thanks for thanks for pulling me out of there. You could have just left me. I don't not appreciate it. All right. Probably for the best I'm out. But Skopps not the kind of guy you just leave. Julio notwithstanding.
I imagine you have to kind of take the right moment to get away.
We didn't realize Julio was gone for like 4 days. It was just when the ship food kept coming up, we were like, oh, where's Julio gone? His cooking's really gone downhill.
Just a note. It's like eat shit, bastards.
Yeah, we tried that. It
Julio,
wasn't
out.
nice.
Kind
Wasn't
of.
good.
They never complimented my mushy beans.
Worse.
Sorry, what was the question?
How
How many people?
Cove?
That's right.
Yeah.
He says, worst case, about 25.
Okay.
What about creatures?
Yes. Is it just the worm, or are we talking other beasties?
Look, I don't know the whole place. It's quite a big place inside. Julio can back me up on that. Although, actually, Julio, it's been added to since he left. But not too much. But some guard beasties. Seaward side more so. You don't want to go in through the ocean if you're going to go there. It's actually most of the defenses are that way.
Right, so he's less defended from the land side.
Well, it's really hard to get in from the land side. Because you
On
kind of got
account
to go
of?
down the cliff face. Don't
Right.
you? If you do that all
Well-
quiet like, maybe at night, you could get down to the cove itself without approaching from the water.
The hidey sneaky way in, is that through the landway?
That's a different way. That is
Oh,
through the
I don't know.
landway. He has not mentioned it. He has
He
been
does not
slightly evasive with you, but Julio knows about it because it's how Julio got out.
Oh, also, Kesh, Eric, let's huddle for a sec. If we want to get the guy out, I mean, we do have a sneaky way in, but if we want to get a guy out, why not use this guy as a messenger and say that he has information on Hermia? Maybe that will bring him out. He doesn't know anything, so it's not even him lying, you know?
What if he was to warn Skopps that we're coming?
Could just walk in there and betray us straight off the
Shit.
bat.
Otherwise, I
it'd be
like the
fair
idea.
to know that Skopps probably does know you're coming.
That is.
You kind of did fight him, didn't you?
Solid
Well-
bet on his part that you guys are probably on your way.
Yes, but he doesn't know when we're coming. We
Oh, well.
would still have some kind of element of surprise.
Okay, here's the thing we can do. We can kind of let it slip that we know where Hermia is and blah, blah, blah. But we don't let this guy know that we want him to know. And then, oops, suddenly the prison is open. Oops, he suddenly goes away. Oops, he gets the information out. And then we...
Kind of a big jump now that I think about it. A lot of things have to go away.
I was going to say,
Do an insight on this dude. Does he look like the sort that would immediately run away and go back to his pirate
dead
ship
set.
if given the
I'm
chance?
not even going to make you roll it. Yeah, dead set. If he got away, he would definitely go straight back to Skopps.
Well, he does seem like the sort that would go right back to where
Particularly
he
if
came
he
from.
thought he had something valuable that Skopps wants.
and
If
there
he
are a
didn't, he
lot
might
of
actually bugger off.
there are a lot of moving parts involved in this plan. I don't want to shoot it down, but let's maybe get what we need from him first, and then
Thought, still in the huddle.
You could probably go outside of the cell.
You know what, let's just step out for a
excuse
moment.
us. We shove
He's like,
All this
oh no, you
whistling
carry
and
on. I'm
whispering.
not busy. You know, I'll put the kettle on, shall I?
Wow, he's snippy.
Don't get sarcastic.
All right,
Otherwise, I'll
sorry.
call the lightning in this
No, all
cell.
right,
You
yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
like that,
sorry.
would you?
It's metal. I wouldn't like that at all.
No, we can invent the microwave here right now.
Oh no.
Right. So,
Terrifying.
what we could do is plant the idea in his head that we are going to attack.
Arthur, come in.
Inception time.
You're doing really well in there, actually.
What we could do is basically plant the idea in his head that we're going with a sea approach. Even though it's less guarded from land, we have more force to bear from sea. So therefore, we will be attacking at sea, say, tomorrow at dawn. And then we sneak in tonight and catch him completely by surprise.
I do
Julio,
have something to add to that, actually. If we're gonna do a ruse of heading to sea, there is still that magical artifact in one of the shipwrecks that allows us to talk to animals, right? If we head out that way, send some sort of word saying that we're going to do a sea approach, grab that, head on back to land and come in from the secret passageway, we could divert his attention and we could have a magical artifact with us.
We do have to find it, though.
It allows you to talk to animals. Can you talk to the wakeworm?
That's what
Well,
I figure, yeah.
I can already do that.
Oh, yeah.
I had thought about
Fairly made a
whether
plot point a little while ago. Yeah, he can do that.
Yeah.
I had thought about whether Skopps might be interested in the artifact himself, that whether we could lure him out with that. But it sounds like, from what your friend has said, that he has pretty much everything he wants, at least materially.
I think it's safe to assume that regardless of approach or plan, Skopps is very dangerous. So the best we can hope for is coming in at an angle he's not quite expecting.
To be fair, we have kicked his ass once already.
He did
We've
bite
got
the
this.
mast off our ship.
Yeah, but it was after we kicked his ass already.
It was kind of a parting blow. Right.
Well, he
It's
did
funny.
he did that in the freedom of the ocean. So if we confront him within the cove, then Julio, how much of this lair has water in it? Is it just the front?
Let me think.
Most of the cove has water in it. However, Julio, you know that there is another way in that has not been discussed. There is a back way through a cavern. It's a tidal cavern. It's like a tidal cave from the land side that Dremen has not mentioned, and is unaware that you are aware of the existence of.
And it is dry.
It's tidal. At high tide, it floods. But at low tide, yeah, you can walk in. At high tide, it's not super deep, but like, yeah, you could swim in, certainly. One way or the other, it's not anywhere near as possible. It's not possible to guard it anywhere near as strongly as the front entrance.
Right.
It's how you got out in the first place. The other thing I would point out to you is that if the guy is high up in the pretty much in the middle of Saltars Point, on the top of the tallest pillar of rock in the middle of Saltars Point. If you just left the cage door open, it would be deeply, deeply suspicious, even to somebody with the mental faculties of Dremen. Like Jude Littlefoot wouldn't buy this. So you might want to, if you're gonna, oh look, he got away. Maybe do it slightly better than that. Maybe take him with you, and then inadvertently, like, let him break free.
Kind of, we all go to sleep. We don't watch him at all.
Well, someone just does a bad job. Yeah.
Yeah, there is another way. This guy did not tell us about it, so he's kind of being suspicious and sneaky and stuff. But I know about it.
Look, to be honest with you, I feel like almost all of us could. Once we arrive, if we can take out any guards sneakily, we could probably infiltrate. I mean, I have this thing which turns me invisible that I haven't had to use yet. Kesh, you're already sneaky. I'm sure that Julio, with your small size, you could probably creep in as well. And Arthur, I think I could probably help you. So
the trick is that if we can, by some means, capture or otherwise. I can't think of the word I want.
Are you talking about trying to detain Skopps?
Detain isn't the word I'm
Exfiltrate
looking.
him?
Like
Get him out again?
disarm, but not disarm. Like when.
Incapacitate.
Neutralize.
Thank you, Arthur. It wasn't neutralize, but that's more what I was going for. We'll go with neutralize.
Mutilate?
Kesh isn't super bloodthirsty.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant disarm, like you wanted to cut his arms off. No.
Dismember.
Like detain or otherwise neutralize Skopps, then no one's able to control the beasts, right? So I imagine if we were able to get in and then get him out, the rest of the crew might well just surrender or scatter.
Yes, I mean, I agree that he's probably our main target.
Do you think
Julio
he'll come out after you on your own?
Is he likely to be highly guarded?
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably surrounded by a lot of, stuff.
And I think that if we also tried to get him out alive, then that would make things a lot harder for us.
But
The bounty is dead or
more
alive.
satisfying. Sorry, I love the idea of bringing him back alive. That would be just such a kick in his balls. I really fancy it.
But if he has a friend who has sway over the Coast Guard, he's probably not going to be kept here for long.
Yeah, he might just get out again.
Yeah.
Chief, I defer to you, but I think we should kill him.
Look, it's probably the safest course of action, and it is easier to kill someone from a distance than kidnap them from a distance. I learned that one the hard way. Right.
All right. Well, Major, Chairman, what?
Oh, I don't really
Mayor?
have an official title in this thing. Like, Eric started
Okay.
calling me Chief, but you can call me Kesh if you like.
All right, Kesh. I am confused a little bit. What do we want to know from this guy now? Like, he's not telling us the secret way, but I already know it. What do we need?
I can think of a couple of things.
How many guards are around?
Guards, and also if you could collaborate with him to draw us some kind of rough map, that might be useful, and you could help to. He says that it's been expanded, but you could help to corroborate some of it.
And mark where he like presumably he has his own little suite of rooms that he stays in the hideout. I knew if I had a hideout, I'd give myself a special room.
I also
With like a
want.
lava lamp.
You know, a lava lamp, a shag pile rug, all the little homey touches.
That's like the first thing that you think of. Was like, yeah. If
That's
Kesh had
the
a room,
symbol of
it would
luxury.
be
Yeah.
yeah.
The lava
Lava
lamp.
lamp. Yeah.
And a beanbag.
Yeah.
Part of me still kind of wants a lava lamp. Not gonna lie.
Same.
So
That-
Kesh
those
is a
shits are
uni
so
student.
cool.
Lava lamp, beanbag chair. Yeah. She's a gamer, uni student.
Oh dear. I need nerdier glasses if this is the angle we're going for.
Cool.
One other thing that I would like more information about is the extent of his powers over the beasts. If there is nothing else for us to chat about here, are you happy for me to ask him?
Yes. Let's go back in there. We need details of the layout, the guards, and how well controlled the worm is. Like, if we are able to even injure Skopps, is he still going to be able to control it, or is it tenuous?
Oh,
Yes.
Might I suggest also, Alpha has this boomstick. Maybe we can ask how many of those they have, or is this like one prototype?
Yeah, Arthur, you're coming in. Look intimidating. Carry the boomstick.
Okay.
Maybe point it slightly recklessly on the
Arthur
way.
has never not carried the boomstick. Since acquiring it, Arthur has been carrying the boomstick
It's on the
pretty
shoulder.
much constantly. It seems to
the
have worn a
god
slight
hammer is on
groove
the other
there.
side.
Yeah, yeah.
We need new art. We've got the hammer
And the
Alpha's-
pirate combat.
Alpha's just gonna like kick down the door and go right up to the guy. All right, listen. I know how to use one of these things, and I don't know how to use the other, but you can very much help me find out, unless you tell us everything you know about this hideout. Do we have a piece of paper for a map?
Yes, I'm
we'll
sure
provi-
we do.
We'll furnish him with a piece of parchment and a quill, or
Yeah, right. Okay. Don't
and-
point that pointy stick at me. Or the
This end? This
No,
end? You
it's
don't want
particularly
this
not
end
that.
pointed at you.
You want the bit map or not?
I
yeah,
would,
don't
yeah.
shoot him just yet.
Yeah,
Does he have a lot of these, or is this the only one?
No, he's only got the one thing. Criminy.
Well, I'm glad we have it now, Arthur. Try and point it at the floor or the ceiling, okay?
I'll point it towards his kneecaps.
He found it. He got
Yes.
it in a desert city about, a 25-day sail away.
Oh.
Yeah, some mad craftsman put it together.
Dremen, don't hog all the fun to yourself. Why don't you collaborate with Julio a bit, huh?
Oh,
And,
yeah,
and
all right.
give me the purple marker. I like this one.
He's got a range of coloured inks for you to use.
Yes, of course.
So he's, yeah, he works with Julio to make a decent map of the area, which I will not describe, but yes.
Yeah. One more thing, Dremen. Tell me more about his control over creatures. You've talked a lot about sharks and whales. Can he control land creatures as well? Do you
He had a
let
parrot.
me rephrase this?
He had a parrot.
Do you have any guard animals in the hideout
Yeah.
that are
they're-
not aquatic?
No.
Okay.
Right. So if we're not on the water,
No, because he's got men for that.
right.
Well, and women. And women.
So men and women on the land don't get in the water or we get eaten by a shark.
Can he control people as well?
Hmm.
I don't think so.
You don't have any periods of time that you don't recall what you were doing?
I've got plenty, but it's normally alcohol-induced.
Kesh
Or
has a
blows
little
on the head. I
flashback.
don't remember a huge amount of the fight, to be honest.
Kesh has a sudden and vivid flashback of dancing on the table while a bard jams out Jude Littlefoot is the big cheese of Elderheart.
Yeah.
As we draw, can I ask you, Tremor, any big rollers, any expensive things coming in, any like sponsors?
Does anyone in a position of influence or authority have cause to write to Skopps, maybe? Send him money?
Information, maybe?
What do I know? Guy doesn't seem like he's particularly high up the chain of command.
I figure if you're not the sort he would tell if that was happening.
I'm not even sure I'd want to know.
Mm.
I go along with it because the money's good and the food's okay. Okay. He gives Julio like a shifty, I
imagine it was a lot better 10 years ago. I've tried the mushy peas.
Oh, don't even. The food here is awful. It's all like just, it feels like it was made in like a tavern kitchen and then passed up. It's all just like baskets of fish fried in batter.
I'm very sorry for your poor eating habits. I'm sure the menu here will be better. Are we done?
Yes, if you put any lovely flourishes on that map, we could probably see to you getting a good meal tonight.
Yeah, all right. He basically says he's done as well as he can. You didn't ask him about the guards of the secret entrance.
Oh yes,
and it was actually Julio drew that bit. He goes, "Oh, you knew about that, did you? All right."
Yeah, nice try on that one.
Look. No, all right. Yeah, there's a secret entrance.
Yeah,
Don't
if you
go
could
in
put
at
a
high
little
tide.
mark where the guards normally stand, that'd be great.
All right.
Could get you some gravy.
Yeah. And he marks down a guard point. It's quite a narrow entranceway. Basically, it's a tidal pool, as described. The cliffs are fairly high and rocky, so basically it's behind the cliffs, but down at sea level. So you have to descend, but it's behind it's in a beach that's been worn down in the cliffs. There's a sort of a bit behind that the water comes in, rushes in, and it's got a jetty, as far as you can tell, that one would get off a boat to it, and then walking in, and slightly beyond it, in the rocks of the cove mouth itself, is, he says, there's normally a guard there, but they don't normally bother posting more than one because no one knows about it. Well, actually, normally it's two. But that wasn't me, like, they'd be taking it in turns.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to, like, deceive you.
Alpha's gonna do an insight check, and he's just gonna, like, prod him with the boomstick as he does so.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yes, the rule one in Arthur's book: don't give him something dangerous and expect him not to use it in reckless manner.
Yeah, it's like, oh, easy champ.
Are you sure you haven't forgotten? Because
I
may
forgotten.
have forgotten if the safety's on.
Oh, he's like, what else do you want? Oh yeah, you wanted Skopps' rooms. And he circles a couple of the rooms on it.
Very nice. And just to be clear, if we go out, survive this, come back and find out that all of this was wildly inaccurate.
Well, Julio's been there. He knows.
Yeah. You'll never eat mushy peas again, my friend.
All right.
Because you won't have a mouth.
Wow.
I did right?
He goes, yeah. That's
Kesh, like, gives us the... Good work. I like it.
He goes, yeah, and also he keeps his treasure in this room.
That's very good to know. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Can you please get him to take the boomstick away from my head now? It's
Oh, yeah, Arthur, could you
it's
point
getting,
that back down?
I can hear like a pounding in my ears.
Oh, that's me pushing it against you.
No, it's not. It's actually not. It feels very much internal. Please. I'd like to just go back to sleep now.
while you're not quite yet, while you're circling bits, can you circle? Is there an armory?
Not really. Everybody sort of carries their own stuff.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. There's most of the guard posts are where spares are kept. You'd probably find quite a bit on the walls.
Any kegs of powder?
No, we don't have cannon in this world. He's like, oh, we've got the supplies of the rocks that we use on the catapults. Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, but then, again, mostly on the walls. Mostly on the walls.
Right. Well,
Well,
thank you for being so helpful.
I'm glad I could help.
I finally
Don't
take
forget what you said about the gravy.
I will actually root around in my backpack and get a hash brown out and give it to him and say, we're kind of like strong-arming you a little bit, just a little bit, but, well, there's always time to reform. Look at me, I left, so,
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Life is strange and full of unexpected directions in which to
Nerds of
go.
the West, thank you so much for the hecking raid. Welcome, raiders. We have our special guest with us this evening, Daria, playing Julio Switchgear. Yeah, we are playing D&D. We are just about to go looking for Skopps the Beastbreaker, who is a nasty pirate who has captured a giant wake worm. And they're going to go and kill at least one of those things.
We're going to stealthily enter his back passage and take his booty.
nice.
Yes.
That's true.
Thank you.
Smash that follow button. And yeah.
For more quality puns.
For more quality work from the mother of bunnies. Alrighty. Well.
All right. Well, let's go. Arthur, come on. We're gonna have to scrub the blood off your hammer from the last guy.
I'm already intimidated. What's the point?
They're
So
just
much
having
overkill.
thing to do.
they're just having fun at this point. He scrubbed the blood off last night. It's cool.
All right. Good luck, I guess. Actually, Julio, good luck.
Thanks.
Because if
See,
you
now
can,
I'm worried.
if you can, because if you can end this, and you and I don't have to look over our shoulders anymore.
All right.
I guess I'd be kind of glad to not have to do that, you know?
Yeah. Well, if we come back, I'll let you know.
Thanks. Cool.
Right. We should probably go and update the head of the Coast Guard.
Oh, yeah, sure.
How far away is the cove? Like, how long is it going to take us to get there?
Probably about the best part of a day.
Right.
Of walking.
So if we it's still morning.
Yeah.
So if we left, we would be able to get there like
By about this time tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
As we head away, Arthur is actually gonna put a hand on Eric's shoulder and sort of like pull him back from the others for a moment.
Eric.
Yes.
Now, I understand that I'm a bloodthirsty moron occasionally, but I really hope you're not trying to emulate me, mate.
Well, I wouldn't call you a bloodthirsty moron.
I will call
Not to
myself.
your face.
I will be the first to admit I'm not a smart person, but I'm going to attempt to do something vaguely intelligent now, and that is ask you how you're doing.
I'm good. Are you?
You
concerned-
blasted lightning at an enemy ship. Well, they weren't technically enemies yet. You shot first, Eric. It surprised me.
Where are we? Are we still in kind of the
I
prison, or are we
imagine
just
you're
outside?
going to a different bit of the headquarters of the Coast Guard. So yeah, you're pretty much wherever you want to be. Like, you don't have to be being overheard or anything.
Okay. Just in like a unused passage or something.
Yeah.
I was listening to the conversation that he was having with Kesh. I was listening to the way that he was speaking about the wakeworm and the wakeworm's child and his utter lack of care about either of the creatures or any of the damage that this is doing to anyone else. And from the sounds of things, he just wants to do things worse. I've been struggling to articulate this for some time and to work it out in my head, but when I had that conversation with the wakeworm, I realized that these creatures, even elementals, they don't have either the intelligence or the same kind of ethics and moral compass to know the difference between right and wrong. They often just go off of instinct. People have that. People know the difference between right and wrong. And people who don't give a shit and who recklessly and happily continue to wreak carnage wherever they go and to hurt other people just to meet their own selfish needs, there's no excusing that.
Believe me when I say that I understand that fully well. But Eric, violence breeds violence, mate, and it's hard to dig yourself out of that hole once you have committed a lot of it. You're not that kind of person.
Well,
I wouldn't want to see you become that kind of person. You're kind. You're good. The rest of us are very morally questionable, but you are good. Please stay that way.
Arthur, what if I need to become that person?
That's why you got me around. I'm fully happy to take on that burden of doing the bad things, but don't. You're the best of us. Stay that way.
You're the second person to say that to me within 12 hours, and I... Thank you. Thanks, Arthur.
Arthur sort of pulls him into a hug.
I hug him back.
All right. Let's rejoin the others, shall we?
Let's hope we don't find this Skopps fellow, because otherwise I'll have you to sick on Emma.
Look, killing a pirate king is high on my bucket list, so don't take that from me.
Oh, I would pay good money to read Arthur's bucket list.
Imagine it reads like kill pirate king, become pirate king.
I feel like
many
he's
wenches.
rewriting a lot of his bucket list to include many pirate-related
Pirate things,
activities.
yeah. Swing through the rigging like a noble pirate king.
While using a boomstick. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the boomstick obviously features in a lot of them. Kill pirate king, crossed out. Kill pirate king with boomstick. Crosses out. Become pirate king. Crosses out and writes become pirate king with boomstick. Cool. You go and talk to Ferris. Ferris is saying, "Are there any goblins?" No. Sorry, Wheatbelt. No goblins. Maybe next time. Probably check out the weekend. There'll definitely be goblins then.
Does the Humbewood have like a goblin equivalent?
Not really, no. Yeah, it's all people. You've got the sort of the 10 major races, although there are some new ones coming up. The lizard folk are a thing now. They have a particular name in this world. Ellerons are cat folk, and they're definitely there as well. So yeah, there is more being released all the time, but yeah, currently no real goblinoids in the Humbewood. Yeah, a lot of the same features as Gerbine, to be honest, actually. Team tactics and that sort of stuff. Yeah. But that there about the resemblance ends. So you head to Ferris Timbel.
Sorry, my brain just did a silly thing where I was like, do you need less goblin in your diet? Have you considered substituting with Gerbine?
Nice.
Which sounds really dark now I think about it, actually. So yes, we go to see the Coast Guard captain.
Yep, you do that. Yeah, what do you tell him? He's like,
basically,
right,
Kesh is going to lay out the plan as it is.
What is the plan? So do so. Yeah.
Right. We have got the inside track on this cove and set up.
Oh, he squawked, did he? Good.
Oh yes, he squawked very loudly. I did promise him a nice meal. If we could arrange that.
I'll see what I can do.
Or something of a higher quality than what he's previously been receiving if you're not feeling that generous.
I'll splash some gravy
While
on
you're
it.
catching up, I can just whip something up real quick.
Oh, if you want to, Julio. I'll just quickly run through what we discussed.
He did speak highly of your
He
food.
did speak very highly of your food.
Julio, you may utilize your chef abilities and prepare him a meal.
Yeah, cook utensils. I got him.
Yep.
Just whips out the bag, starts chopping onions.
This was a major part of my discussions with Dario regarding the creation of Julio.
I was like, "Where's the chef feat? I need it."
It's like, very well. Yeah.
Has a set of Japanese knives inside the coach that are not allowed to be used in battle.
No. We want to damage him. Yeah, cool. He says, so, Major, what's the go?
So Kesh will run through the plan. Basically, we're going to sneak in. We're going to do our best to kill the shit out of Skopps. So the beasties will no longer be controlled.
Right, then we're going to check with Snopes to make sure there's no misinformation getting ahead.
And
bad joke. Continue.
yeah. And it took me a second. I haven't used Snopes for a while. Then we're going to hopefully bust that worm out of there, because we're hoping that once the Pirate King is dead, the others will be leaderless and confused and easily overcome. Though I would say that it possibly would be good to have some sort of distraction.
Coordinating it would be the difficulty, but I could probably. What are you looking for?
Julio, sorry to interrupt. I know you're cooking.
Yes.
Is it possible?
Just in the corner of Timbale's office.
Just stirring the pot. I have a little.
There's a camp stove.
Yeah.
Yep.
That smells amazing, by the way. Would it be possible to get off a ship, swim or row to shore, and then go in through the secret back way, or would we need to come in from the land?
Well, the problem is, a ship is quite visible, right?
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The answer is yes, but it's easier to get to from the land.
Yeah.
Well, if you possibly rustle up a few ships in the distance, how far away do you reckon you could see that boomstick going off?
You've never set it off, so you wouldn't know.
I'd
Also-
be 100 meters.
It is also probably very loud. It
Yeah.
will alert the people in the cove as well.
Well, yes. The idea would be that we would call in the armada when, the shit hitteth the fan, so to speak.
Do we
If you
have
could send-
Armada to call on for?
This is what we're trying to work out.
I could.
I think it
probably-
would be funny if we sent a ship with the signs for parlay sitting outside the cove. He wouldn't go for it because he,
No, he might just.
He's
shoot
got a
it.
wake worm.
Yeah.
I'm reluctant to send any more ships out there. I hope you understand.
Look, if you want us to just go in and get shit done, that is kind of our deal.
I mean, I can probably do you a distraction, but that sort of puts the place on alert as well. Sounds to me, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job, Major, but it sounds to me that you've already got a workable plan. You don't need to complicate things further. Any signal to set off a distraction would have to be large enough and visible from a long way away. That it would probably be more draw them their attention to you. You said that boom.
I agree. I think we approach this the same way we approached the village.
Keep it small, keep it subtle. Get stuff done.
We can definitely do it.
Well, we better head off then because it's going to take at least a day to get there, and we are running out of time.
I am acutely aware of this. I'm... You're friend of Petra's, right? He says to Julio.
Yes.
Are you joining these people? Where is the other one? The tall one?
He had to run an errand.
He gave the impression that it was of great import.
Sure it was.
But he was being mysterious. I don't know if you've noticed, he sometimes gets mysterious, so...
Yeah, he was an odd guy, I'll give you that. Oh, well, if you're happy with this, and Julio, you'll be going along, yeah?
Julio is,
Yep.
very valuable so far.
I'm sure he is. Petra speaks highly of him. Very well. Cool. And I think we'll go for a short break there, guys. Just a quick 5-minute just to, unleash the sea beastie, and then we will be back in 5 minutes. So hang out, guys. Thanks very much for joining us, Nerds of the West. Thank you so much for the raid. That's awesome of you, and thank you so many of you for sticking around. Smash that follow button, and we will be back in 5 minutes ish. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.
And ahoy once again to ye mateys! I just have something that I want to share with you guys, because Wheatbelt is a very talented artist, and I hope this is okay, Wheatbelt. You said yes before, so I feel like it probably would be. So I'm just going to put those away and put that up, because that is some of our new fan art that Wheatbelt has done, and it's super cute. It's got Julio in it!
Daria was here for not even a full session, and she's already got fan art.
Already got the fan art done.
That's so quick and cool.
Wheatbelt works quickly, and we adore it. Thank you so much, Wheatbelt. It's really fun. Alrighty, I will pop it away, and we'll pop it back up at the end of the stream.
So cute.
It's very, very
Love
cute. There we go. Okay. I'm going to say, guys, that you are heading out on your mission. You proceed out, Julio leading the way,
Julio, I assume that this is too overgrown for us to do anything but foot?
Yeah, butt foot is exactly the way we go, yes.
Butt foot?
Butt foot.
Butt foot.
Very well.
As in you put your butt on the ground and then you use your feet to scoot along.
And you scoot, yeah, like a cat.
Like a dog, yeah. Yeah.
They only tried the most sneakiest of rogues in that special technique.
I'm just
it's called
picturing
the
them
worm.
all just scooting along.
Yeah. I'm not even a swashbuckler now. I'm swashbutt.
Swashbuckler.
Yeah,
Swashbuckler?
swashbuckler.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Can I just...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go for it.
Can I just clarify?
No, you're not walking
Will we
like that.
be resting? Will we be resting before we arrive? Julio?
Yeah. There will be a nighttime sort of, yeah. If you push on through the night, you actually get there by about sort of dawn. But that
We
would
can't really
not
do
have a
much
long
at
rest.
dawn.
and yeah.
Right.
We're probably better off stopping, resting, and arriving refreshed and with all our spell slots regenerated.
Captain
do
Carvey,
we
you're
want
not
to
the
go
first
in?
person to say that, and it's actually a little hurtful.
Josh is not nearly fat enough to
Not
play Paul
hurtful.
Blackmore.
Wait, do we want to go in at night or during the day?
At night, I would think.
I feel like they would be at least alert.
Well, they're at least alert very early in the morning because after the night of revelry, they kind of go to sleep.
Yeah, Julio, you would know that. Yeah, it's not like an army like Kesh runs, where a morning stand to is actually fairly standard practice because the best time to attack is dawn or dusk. Yeah, most armies actually have a fairly standard. All right, everybody, get ready. That's what reveille is. It's so that yeah, you get up and just in case anybody attacks at dawn. But that's not how pirates work. So yeah.
So we might be better off pushing through the night, and then we would arrive when they're at their most vulnerable.
But you would also be tired.
Yes.
And most vulnerable is a sort of moving target because, you know, you attack at 10 in the morning. No one really expects to be attacked at 10 in the morning either. I was like, oh, you know,
That's such a random time.
You wait for morning tea. You wait for everyone to go grab a cup of tea and a biscuit, and then just
grab your 11s. You know, you don't want to go in after second breakfast.
And I mean,
oh my goodness,
I know
we should attack directly after lunch. I know I'm always so sleepy.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
We could. I mean, I've had many a hangover that have lasted past 10, so...
Yeah, all of those are options.
Look, let's get there and then assess.
Right.
Cool. You do that. You go.
We have a little bit of time. A little bit.
The evening is spent high on a bluff looking out over the ocean. The sea air is pleasant and bracing. Arthur, particularly, seems to revel in it. He seems to be writing a list. Is there anything you guys wish to say to each other / discuss?
Bucket list revision 2.
Asterisk. Consider everything done with boomstick.
Kesh will do the organized, slightly worried person thing and like go through all her kit and make sure everything is organized and clean and where it's supposed to be.
Up.
That the fang bow is in good shape. Do a few shots.
Yep. Kesh, I want to make sure you are keeping track of your number of arrows, yes? From now onwards. I'm happy to say that you have reloaded when you, like last time you were at the Coast Guard, you raid the armory and start back up to 20.
Okay, I have 20 arrows.
Which is how many a quiver contains. But you've never said you wanted to carry more than 20, so 20 is what you've got.
I have 20 arrows.
Yeah.
I might just do a cheeky little spell on all of us now to do some water breathing. It probably not going to be necessary, but there is some water in the lair, so it can't hurt, right?
Might be useful for hiding, to be honest.
This is
true.
true.
I have everybody's rope. I'm gonna make a big lasso.
Sure.
200
absolutely.
feet of rope.
Arthur,
Yes.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but are you proposing to lasso the enormous wake worm?
I will be, if it is the end of me, I will become the only bandit pirate cowboy.
Now that's an inspiration.
Kesh, if you rolled a perception check right now, I'm pretty confident you would see the words bandit, pirate, cowboy written on his bucket list. Plus boomstick.
Plus boomstick.
Holding the boomstick in his other hand.
As far as preparations go, I will also, Julio will make a few of his cool hash browns and give each of the party members one, which does give you 3 temporary hit points. Not much, but hash brown.
Awesome.
I will also, before I go to sleep for my long rest, burn a spell slot to make a batch of good berries.
Yep, they last for 24 hours, and I would recommend eating the hash browns in the morning so that you keep the temporary hit points. So that's a
Who doesn't
breakfast
love
snack.
starting a morning with a hash brownie?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a normal, regular brownie, right?
No, it's a hash brown, was my impression.
It's a hash brown.
Oh, sorry, hash brown. Oh my god.
Yeah, like
My
a
brain.
potato-based snack, not a
I blame
snack.
the cocaine business from last night.
You mean the Goodberry business?
The Goodberry / cocaine business. That for some reason my character started last night. We'll rejoin them like 3 months down, and Flo's become a drug.
Yeah. Flow and
Anyway,
Coke is
sorry,
a very
yes.
different kind of flow.
Also, before we long rest and I change my spells, I know how much you love this, Josh. I want to cast Augury, and roll the bones, and I'm going to do this in the open with everyone who wants to see can see. The question is trying to take Skopps alive a good idea?
Ooh.
Yeah. Brandon, roll me a D100.
Whoa. Okay.
Should we be worried?
Always.
Yes.
The
Great.
DM asked us to roll a very specific dice.
32.
Yeah. That you generally get woe. Yeah, it's very much the general impression that the bones are giving you is grubs don't. Yeah, basically I set an arbitrary number in my head of round about 77. That if you had beaten that, you would have gotten more detailed answer. But yeah, the general impression is a solid no, don't bother. There might be like you could certainly glean more information from an alive Skopps than a dead one, but yeah.
It seems like a hard no.
Oh well, guess we have to get in touch with our ruthless side after all.
Yes, well I can leave that to the rest of you, hey?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. God of Lightning.
No. Really? No.
No, I could possibly.
The pirate guy was real impressed and kind of scared of Eric, especially.
To be honest, you probably wouldn't even have to do it again. You just have to threaten to do it.
And then I would have to hope that they would realize that I can't call lightning inside of a cave. But,
yeah, that'd be bad for everyone, really.
Do something like thunder noises with your mouth.
It's the god of thunder. Look.
Is that the thunder?
These are the only noises I can make. This is. Yeah.
He doesn't have lips. He's,
I mean, pretty scary.
upsetting.
Kesh is trying not to laugh at the terrifying noises.
I'll workshop it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
we should probably
speaking
take
of-
turns to sleep tonight.
Well, before we go to sleep, you guys have fought him before recently, right?
Yes.
What's our tactic? Like, what is he afraid of? Is he have a weak spot? Like he hit an elbow recently, and now it hurts a lot.
He has a strong vulnerability to big harpoons and lightning, and I'm sure he has some sort of trauma related to that.
The second time we fought him, he was straddling the wake worm, and so he was out of range of a lot of us. So I don't know if you have a bow or any ranged weapons, Julio, but that would probably be useful. I really think that we need to, at all costs, avoid hurting the wake worm.
Is there a way we can get him out of the saddle if he is on it?
Arthur holds up the lasso.
Ah, that was smart.
Dual purpose. Yes. I think our best bet is to keep him from the wake worm in the first place. If we can make sure he doesn't get to the worm, then we don't have to grapple with the issue of how to get him off it again. And if we're taking him by surprise, hopefully we can position ourselves between him and the incredibly dangerous sea monster.
Well, that actually might be a great idea. If I can get to it before he does, I don't know. Julio, do you know, can he sustain his control over creatures over a long time and over distance? Do you know?
Do I know?
Julio does not know. However, the impression you got about the whole wake worm baby thing was that it was still quite limited. Julio's recollections of the control of animals he had at the time was really much a sort of a, all right, you go off and do that, and the thing went off and did that.
Mm-hmm. Like simple commands.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
It does
can-
occur. Oh, sorry, Julia, you go.
No, I'm just curious. If we can keep them away, can we ask the baby worm to be on our side? Can we say like, "Oh, this guy's manipulating you"?
We
That
can.
kind of plays into what I was just thinking, because if we can free the worm straight up before anybody knows we're there, and if Eric can manage to communicate with it like he did its mother, then we can just say, "Hey, get out of here. Your mum's waiting for you." And then worm is out of the picture, and that takes a massive kind of complication out of the whole business.
I
It does
think
deprive
that's
the
the
DM
best
of
way.
the pirate riding the wake worm in the climactic battle of the season.
I'm sure he'll find a way to fuck us over. It's fine.
He's
but,
already thinking about it.
That would be my inclination. Would be to try to free the wake worm and to get it to run rather than having it join us, because if it joins us in the fight against the guy that can control its mind, that's not going to go well for us.
Mm.
And I don't know if I would even have the ability or the willingness, to be honest, to try to control it myself.
Yeah.
It certainly seemed like a very dangerous way to do your business.
Plus, it's still a baby. Kind
Yeah.
of weird to get a baby into battle.
Yeah.
And we don't the impression I got from you, Eric, was that the mother wake worm wasn't super capable of complicated thoughts exactly. The baby may be even more, I suppose, simple in what it can understand from us.
I would expect so.
Mm.
Then
So, yeah,
you've really made me think, though. Should our priority, rather than Skopps, be get to where this creature is being kept and release it first?
Well, let's have a look at the map. And I'm going to get out the map that our helpful informant drew in all those beautiful colors.
Sure.
And I'm basically going to see where the worm would be in relation to Skopps' rooms and the secret point.
Skopps' rooms pretty much look out onto the cove that the worm would be living in.
And there was like a gate.
Yeah.
Where is
So it's
that?
a seawall that encompasses a cove, like the natural harbour that the cove forms, and then the cave mouth above it. So the seawall sticks out a bit. It's sort of like the atoll in Waterworld. Sort of the wall goes out a while. It's a bit of a dated reference, I know, but and yeah, a good portion of it can just open up, allowing entrance of wake worms or boats. Like decent sized ship can sail in and out.
So he would be able to look out and see that
and
from his
see
room.
the thing that he's captured that he really wants to become.
Hmm.
Probably intentionally.
Yes, it might be hard to get to it without being spotted.
Well, what?
Although you did
Yeah.
mention, Eric, you have that invisibility thing. If it's
Yeah.
possible for you to let it out by yourself, that might be the way to go. and we'll just be standing by ready to run in if things go horribly wrong.
Yes.
Where does the secret entrance get us into? How far away from Skopps' lookout?
Pretty much the other end of the whole situation.
Shit, that's not helpful.
That is
But-
by sort of design almost.
The thing is, if the creature is in a different place, separated from his rooms, if we kind of block him in, he won't be able to get to the creature while we fight.
Yeah. I could always try grapple him, bring him to the ground.
Got a lot of rope to do that with.
You did a great job of that last time. Although he's likely to have a lot more people to back him up this time.
While you're discussing this, can you roll me perception checks? And I'm just going to say that this conversation wraps up at some point, and you make your way down to the cove. But you are welcome to continue doing it. Nice, Arthur. Very good. Kesh, on the other hand, Eric got a 32. Holy shit.
No, I didn't. I got a 15.
Okay, good. What was the 32 from?
How did the...
I don't remember getting a 32.
Oh, that was the D100.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. What are you?
A
What's your
76
bonus?
on your D20, what?
What's your bonus to perception? 17 from Julio and a 24 from Kesh. Cool. Alrighty, yeah. Sorry, continue having this conversation. I distracted you, but you can sort of. Yeah, it sounds like you've got a pretty viable plan. Basically, I think you work everything else out on the fly when you get there. You're muted, Karen, or you're not being picked up. One way or the other. Can't hear you. She is very tech savvy. Much good. So wow.
I'm so good with the tech. And just for the record, I don't think you look anything like Kevin James.
Yeah, it appears to be quite a popular opinion. I can see what they mean. I much prefer Serum's likeness to Jonathan Frakes. I'll take that happily. Yeah, first Officer William Riker. Yeah, happily that.
I think anyway, as Kesh, I think we're going to have to be flexible. Even with the map and the information, it's going to be hard to know exactly how the land is laid until we're in there. If we have an opportunity to free the wakeworm, we should probably do that. But if we can't, I suppose we shouldn't jeopardize the element of surprise by, because, we get the wakeworm out and then we all get slaughtered by angry pirates. Wasn't really how I wanted to end this.
Yeah.
I would point out from the map you've got, a lot of it is like a cave system. It's not open. The wakeworm is big. Wouldn't be a particularly effective weapon in a cave.
Yes. Oh.
Alrighty.
Remember
Cool.
when we were just fighting elementals?
When
Remember
it was simple.
those days? Oh, it was simple.
Like last week. Alrighty.
Several days ago. Those
By 10
nostalgic
a.m. the
times.
following day, actually, yeah, last week or so. By 10 a.m. the following day, you all crouched behind a small line of bushes, looking down at a cave mouth. Please, you've rolled me the perception checks, and Kesh and Julio did very well. The cave is the tidal cave that Julio was talking about. It is also clearly inhabited. Julio, they've made some mods since you last were here, which isn't overly surprising. The jetty wasn't here last time you were. It is high tide. The pool is full of water. On the far side, tied up at the jetty, is a little rowboat. The pool is about 50 feet wide, and you wouldn't guess more than 6 feet deep, really. It's definitely swimmable, but it is a swim, not a walk, even if you do have water breathing on. The jetty leads further into the cave. All of you, bar Arthur, however, do notice a couple of fins cutting through the pond, cutting through the water of the pool. Julio, you would also notice, yeah, exactly. Julio, you would also notice signs of strong currents. And you remember these from the last time you were here, so swimming it would be doable, but hard going. And Kesh, you spot that lookout. Deeper on into the cave, you can see it is a raptor.
All right, looks safe enough. Just jump in, yeah?
No.
What? This is just.
How
See
long
that?
till low tide?
12 hours?
Oh, bugger.
Wow, sorry. 6 or 7.
Yes.
If we take the boat, can they like think that we're them? Like we're like cuddling, and then when we swim close on the boat, we're like, "Hapa."
You would have to get the boat. It's on the far side of the water.
Oh, right.
Oh, I thought we were just
The jetty is in the cave. You are not at the... Yeah.
right.
It's tied up on the far side, yeah.
I'm not too worried about those fish alerting everyone else inside the cave. I am concerned about that lookout. If we can lure them out, then we can get across the water however we want.
Is there like a call sign or like a strange whistle in Thieves' Cant or something that could be like, "Hey, it's us," or some shit like that?
You could certainly whistle something in Thieves' Cant that somebody else who is familiar with Thieves' Cant would go, "Oh, yes, I'll immediately come out from my hiding place."
Sure.
There
I
is
could give him the old razzle dazzle, and Arthur starts hitching
one
up
leg.
his leg pants.
Yep.
That did occur to me. I'm just concerned that if they see you rather than running out towards us, they will run in and alert
away,
everyone
yeah.
else.
And shoot us.
I mean, it's a mean goose egg. It's quite orange.
Thank you. That's how you compliment someone.
Is it?
It's how Julio compliments someone. Eric, looking at these shark fins, you would guess that these are hunter sharks, which are fairly large beasties. Tangling with them in the water would be not difficult necessarily, like certainly within the group's capabilities, but it might not necessarily alert the guard, but the guard is watching the pool, so...
Would there be any way for us to get close to the pool without getting into the pool, without alerting or getting into the guard's line of sight?
Without
Why don't we
getting
just
into
kill
the
it?
pool. God.
Let's just kill the lookout. This is
They're
easy.
on the other side,
Oh.
though. We have to get to them first.
The major here is an excellent shot.
If I don't hit him on the first go, he raises the alarm.
I also have a bow, but it's a short bow.
The range
How
is
fa-
no more than 150 feet.
Like, he's in range. It's whether I'll get him on the first go is the problem.
Are we any good at climbing? We can climb on the side of the rock? Maybe?
The answer to Eric's question is yes, you can get down to the waterline if you skirt around the edge towards the cliff. There, just by nature of the rock formation, there is a couple of blind spots. You could on the far side of the rock formation from the lookout, on the far side of the cave from the lookout, there is a spot where you could get to the wall of the cave, of the sort of the cliffs, without being seen, but you'd still be a good 40 feet of swimming away from the jetty.
You know how I can talk to the wakeworm? I can also talk to and befriend using a different spell, though at least one of those sharks. But I'm not convinced that I would be able to do a thorough enough job to make all three of them be friendly with us while also not being seen by the lookout.
It does occur to you also that they are quite possibly already under a spell, given how inconveniently placed they are.
Yeah, we do know he likes controlling animals.
How deep is this pool?
no more than 10 feet.
Right. So we
So
can't go.
if we all step right on top of each other and form like a big, strong wading person,
Totem pole.
Giant,
Yes.
get a really
Totem
big,
pole.
get a really
Look,
big trench coat. You're like a
Wha-
Goliath. It's
While we're talking about totem poles now, let me just do a thing and gather up, everyone. Gather up. And I'm gonna start pulling at shadows and make them corporeal and kind of cover us with them. I'm casting Pass Without Trace.
Hell yeah.
yeah. I love the way that you flavored this. Yeah.
For the duration, which is up to an hour, unless I break concentration, each creature I choose within 30 feet of us, so us, has a +10 bonus to stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. We don't leave tracks or other traces of our passage.
So if we get in the water now, will it like ripple?
That's a great question.
It is a tidal pool. It is open to the ocean. It's already full of ripples.
Oh, okay. So it's not still.
No, definitely not. There are sharks in it.
Yeah,
The-
sharks can be in a still pool.
Yeah, but they would be creating waves.
The sharks may be able to feel us through the ripples, though. That we wouldn't stop touching the water, but it could at least get us next to the pool and potentially with a better shot on the guard.
Mm.
Or if we're feeling a little reckless, Arthur and I, maybe we climb a bit of a hill, we could probably fly straight down there.
Yes. That is what I'm feeling. Yes, that's the
It just means that we would need to get there without him seeing us, not take him out before he's able to raise the alarm.
We
Kesh-
aerial attack.
Kesh could shoot at the same time. Kesh and Julio could shoot at the same time just before the boys arrive. All of this sounds doable.
would I have sneak attack if he doesn't see us?
Yes,
Nice.
definitely. And Kesh can take all the time in the world to Hunter's Mark and all the other stuff.
Do we see a vantage point that we could glide down from?
You
Potentially
are on
something
it.
where we're not. Yeah, great. And is there an angle that we can kind of glide and turn around so that we're not gliding directly in his line of sight the whole time?
Well, you're invisible now, right?
No. He's just super stealthy. But if you're flying, there's an awful lot of. If
We'll
you chose
fly
the
wi-
right angle, make a perception check. Eric.
We'll fly with like the sun behind us, so that we
Yeah,
just.
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's
Um,
smart.
But it's coming up to noon as well. It's about 10 in the morning. Perception check. Oh,
17, I know where the sun is.
and a 20 from Arthur. Yeah, Arthur's suggestion about coming in from the sun. I'm going to allow it. It's if you position yourself correctly, you can come in out of the sun, bandit style, as in bandits, 2:00, that sort of bandits. Although I'm going to assume Arthur's done this before or something similar, like from a tree. If you stagger this just right, I freaking love this. You do that. All right. So let's put this into action, shall we?
One last step. Julio, don't freak out. I have a little friend.
Okay.
Not dangerous to us, but keep it quiet. Come on. And out of the red feather on my cheek, the red in the feather goes out as this small phoenix appears.
Oh, what's its name?
This is Hope.
Oh, hello. I'll
This
give it a
is-
little bit of a hash brown.
I
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
those-
But it's just another Joe Bean with an infinite supply of one food type.
But
y'all please have a good luck hash brown for the fight?
Oh yeah, we got to get our 3 temp hit points from our special
Yes.
hash browns.
Yeah, don't forget about them.
Good.
I'm pretty sure the infinite food is a race feature, right, Josh?
Yep.
Yeah, look,
It's a Joe Bean
like it.
feature.
Every jet bean comes fully equipped with unlimited food stuff of their choice.
I believe so, yeah. I think that's canon now. Yeah. Dude, on the other hand, cannot prepare them. Oh, God.
In
Imagine
fact-
if Jude learned to cook muffins. Yeah.
Here's the plan. The fire spirit can teleport us 15 feet. So I want it to keep up with Arthur and I when we're 15 feet away from the cavern, teleport in, set the guy on fire as we arrive.
Maybe
Right, okay.
something a little
That
quicker than
sounds so
setting them on
awesome,
fire.
though.
It sounds
I
so
mean,
badass, but like,
Well,
is that
that's just how we're getting there. Then we'll be able to do our shit.
okay?
This guy has an AC and a hit point maximum. If you guys can do it, I will allow you all a surprise round. And can you all roll me, first of all, can you all roll me a stealth check with the advantage of what?
It's a plus
Eric is-
10.
Plus 10. To your,
Just
probably
straight?
Julio's already ridiculous stealth.
To stealth.
23.
So that's a 27 from Julio, a 23 from Arthur, a straight 30 from Kesh,
Nice.
and a 23 from Eric. So that between them is 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 103 cumulatively. I did set the arbitrary DC at 80 as a cumulative, knowing what you'd got. Yeah, you busted your way right through it. Cool. So, yeah, you guys get a solid stealth round against this guy, and I'm going to say even Arthur and Eric, who are the ones who are doing the loud bit of this, are still going to be pretty stealthy on the arrival. So yeah, you guys, first of all, Daria and Karen, make me attack rolls, please, with your bows. And the short bow, I think, might be a disadvantage because it's long range.
Yeah, it's 80, 320. So
Yeah.
if it's more than 80, I have disadvantage.
It's definitely more than long range.
Yeah.
It's definitely a more than short range. However, Kesh, yeah, you can make a single shot. 16 at disadvantage isn't bad. Kesh is
and
not at disadvantage.
obviously, I'm going to use my special.
You're going to Hunter's Mark and Slayer's Prey? I think Slayer's Prey is a once only. Do you want to burn it now?
Yeah, Hunter's Mark I can do again. So yes, let's do Hunter's Mark.
Very well.
And then I will shoot the guy.
Yeah, let me just check the AC.
Please don't be shit. Oh,
Oh,
17.
you both hit.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So I roll my damage and 3d6.
And 3d6. And Kesh rolls her damage and 1d6.
Ah.
Oh yeah, Kesh, what damage type?
Uh.
The Fangbow.
Yeah. I feel fire is appropriate.
Sure. Oh wow, that's amazing.
He's covered in feathers, right?
Sure, yeah. He's a
Oh,
bird.
come on.
Another one. Oh my god, that
that's
was.
sad.
You know what's fun though? You did 8, 5, 8, which is 21. And he was still up. And then that Hunter's Mark damage, he goes.
Oh, nice.
He gets feathered by a pair of arrows, just both, straight one after another, straight into his chest, as something occludes the sun very briefly, and then there is this puff of flame as the guy is falling. The area around him catches fire as Arthur and Eric appear, and Arthur swings with his hammer, but the guy has already fallen over. With a pair of arrows sticking out of his chest.
Damn
And
it.
I imagine
gonna-
Arthur looks a bit disappointed.
We were too late.
I'm going to offer Julio a hand to high five.
Yeah.
Eric is looking around to see if there's anyone else nearby.
Eric, make a
we're 1-0.
perception check.
We're losing. We gotta step up the game.
Not so great. It's pretty dark in here, and you just came from the sun. You can't make out anybody else. You realize that you were super quiet on that, though. The guy died basically silently. You can see a cavern stretching out ahead of you. There is... it's actually sort of a nook. You go to... there's a sort of a right-angle turn, and you have to head down a narrow passageway that leads downwards to the cavern floor. And sticking your head out, you can see up ahead there is a decent-sized cavern with a lot of sort of pillars, like the stalagmite tight join thing, like they've been going for a while. But it seems like all of the smaller adolescent mites and tights have been demolished, and it's only the big pillars that have been left, probably structurally. But yeah, there is. It's fairly damp in here. The water does lap up quite a way in, but it's like no more than ankle deep where you are at, and the pier starts extending out. At the
What's
far
the light?
end,
Sorry, what's the light level at?
it's quite low.
No torches or anything around?
There doesn't. There is a pair of not with your 9. You can't really see. It's dim.
Yeah.
Arthur's just gonna check the pockets of the lookout that we just took down and
sure.
see if there's any like keys, any.
Investigation check.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Julio will
Are they like going to give us a boat or something?
Could send the boat back. We didn't actually ask. Though we could climb round now. The guy's not going to notice.
Right, but there's also sharks in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Ruby Halloween, not sure what that is. Loco Spartan. Good name.
I
though.
just googled it. It is
Yeah,
an
don't
Adam
look it up.
Sandler movie, so
It's a read.
presumably it has
Kevin
Kevin
Sandler.
James.
Yeah, don't Google it. It's gonna be a psychic damage for you.
That's all right. Yeah, another. I take another.
Oh my god, when you
I take
Google
another one.
Hoobie
Psychic
Halloween,
damage. Really.
is Hoobie Halloween worth watching comes up as an option. It's not a masterpiece.
Let's go.
In brackets,
I don't know.
not
Well, it's
particularly
really
good.
hurtful though. Let's go with Riker. I'm okay with Riker. All right, Arthur. You do not find any fancy or valuable stuff in this guy's pocket.
I find 2 arrows.
Yeah, you find 2 slightly used arrows. One is a little bit on fire.
Smoldering gently.
Yeah, smoldering gently. Beyond that, no. He has a well-maintained but fairly standard cutlass, and that's about it.
All right. Having not seen any other guards within sight of us, I'm going to look at the entrance and see if I can find any ways of helping the others get to us.
The boat.
But do I reckon that the sharks will attack the boat?
You'd hope they wouldn't.
Well, so put it this way: the boat's probably there for exactly that purpose.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, true, because it's 10 feet, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Like they
It's
wouldn't.
You'd hope if you had like magical guard sharks, you'd train them not to attack your boat.
Yeah, that'd
Attack
be
the
preferable.
one way in. Yeah.
You just have to cross with a big stick. It's like, no, get off the boat. Down. Bad shark.
Bad shark.
Arthur, we need to get Julio and the chief across. I can row that boat, or would you like to do it? You'll probably
I'll go
do it
grab
in 1/10 of the time that I can.
Yes. Normally I would say I am a boat, but in this case I will actually use the boat.
Amusingly,
Boat
both
on
the-
boat action.
Amusingly, both Kesh and Julio are small enough to probably ride Arthur.
But not both at once.
But not both at once, and also there's shots. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to say Arthur goes across. Arthur, can you make me a very it's a fairly easy athletics check.
I will recklessly athletics check.
Is it a good idea to recklessly row a boat across a shark-infested pond?
Nope.
It's probably fairly reckless anyway. Yeah, you do that. You successfully navigate across the sharks. The only issue is when one of them swims directly underneath you, and I would say you probably make a deliberate point of not hitting it with one of the oars. So I'm like, I'm just going to let it go. Just let it go. Will it swim underneath me? It's probably going to be fine. Oh, it's fine. Good.
Best-
And keep rowing.
Better not antagonize
Yeah.
the creatures that actually belong in the water.
Yeah. You do that.
That can't kill you if you're not in the water.
Yeah, Arthur picks up Julio and Kesh. I keep wanting to say the girls, but Julio's a boy, technically. And
I'm finding that urge as well.
Technically,
No, it's
how
hard.
dare you?
I don't know his pronouns. That's your choice. Yeah, he ferries you back in, and I'm going to say we'll leave it there, guys. So
As
you
we
are,
step out into the corridor.
you
All
have
aboard,
penetrated
break the
Skopps'
water
back
up.
passage.
Yeah, to get the booty. Yeah, we got it.
No, we're after the worm.
Yeah, you're here for the worm.
Right. Why not both, you know?
We
Gotta
could go
release the
both.
worm and capture the booty.
We'll go for the worm and we'll do a reach around.
Oh my god,
And you
it's
do have
getting
to
worse
take.
and worse.
You do have to take his head too.
Okay, let's stop.
Thanks very much for a great session, everyone.
Everyone, and yeah, don't forget to hit that follow button. All right.
More quality butt jokes coming next week. Same time, same place.
And Sex puns McGraw. All right. I'd like to thank firstly Daria. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
It's been an absolute joy having you. And Daria will be back next week and possibly longer. I'm just gonna hit a new piece of music. Why don't we have some Avenus rock music? Change things up. Let's put it.
Pirates be like, why do I hear boss combat music?
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, things that DMs do that should concern you. Them asking you to roll an unusual dice and then abruptly changing the music.
Yep.
All
It
right.
reminds me of a Christmas meme that I saw the other day of that moment where you're a kid and you're waiting up all night for Santa to arrive, and then suddenly you
And then
see
his health
boss
bar arrives.
meter.
Yes.
Lord of Cold, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I also need to thank Serum for all of his help getting the channel set up in the first place. I will always thank Serum. He did our overlay for us, and we're very grateful. I also need to thank the Mother of Bunnies for her love and support, because that's how I keep going every day. And
No
now
pressure.
let's do. Yeah, don't ever leave me. I will die. All right.
Hit that follow button.
Yeah, that
She's life depends
my
on it.
relationship.
We've been together for 11 years. It doesn't show. All right. As we usually do, we are going to do our favorite moments, and I'm going to turn down the music just slightly. So
Turn down for what?
for hearing.
Oh my God.
Mainly. Yeah. All right. Who wants to go first with their favorite moments? This is what we do every week. We like to tell each other how well we did, because being a creative and being an artist is difficult, and it's hard to identify when you do well. So we like to do this. We've stolen it from the dreaded GM, and it's really nice and affirming and happy and lovely. So who wants to go first?
Do we want to go with Daria first, or do we want to?
Do we want to drop the guest in
last?
first? I feel like that's
yeah,
me.
like,
how about we-
in the cold water?
Well, I mean, I've got plenty of nice things to say about Daria.
Yeah, it's whether or not Daria can think of something to say about herself.
Well, we can all go
I'll
first.
try.
Go first.
Well, why
How
don't you
about we
guys
all-
go first, and Daria will
We'll
think of
flash a
something
Daya,
nice
and
to
then
say.
she
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do
Okay.
it.
I mean, I've started this, so let me go first.
Go for it,
The first moment that I really liked was the nervous lockpicking of failing with advantage and then saying turn away and then immediately doing it.
Like nailing it that time around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I've got another one, but I'll see if it comes up. But that was a
really-
nice moment.
I really liked Julio, like after the sort of intimidating interrogation of the capture dude, just like being super nice and offering a hash brown.
Yeah.
Like such a
Yeah.
gentle pirate soul.
Yeah, Julio
very
clearly
sweet.
didn't fit in with Skopps' crew. Far too nice a person.
I did enjoy Julio just coming up with this super intense plan where we unleash our captive back into the pirate to plant false information so that we can whisk in and take advantage of it. And just as Julio was explaining it, and then just undercut himself totally at the end by saying, actually, this sounds really complicated.
I love that because I was sitting here as a DM thinking, I mean, it could work. And I kind of want it to work. How do I change what's actually the situation to make it work? Because it's a really neat idea. Yeah, I really loved, my favorite Daria was basically, I loved all of the hash brown moments. I love the pocket of endless hash browns. That was adorable. But I am my favorite you as a player moment. I was blown away by how well and how quickly you picked up an NPC that I basically just lobbed you. I was just like, this is somebody I vaguely made up one time as an offsider for an established NPC that's from a book. Here. And you picked him up and ran with him and, yeah, made him yours really quickly. I was super impressed by just, I mean, impressed but not surprised is the important distinction to make. I was like, I'm not in any way shocked that you were good at this, but I really want to point out how good you are at it. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit nervous. Made me a little bit nervous when we discuss, because like it's a pre-existing character. I don't want to like be completely out in the left field with him. But I mean, what I liked is I just, as the session went on, decided he's a sweetheart, but also incredibly fucking awkward. And like, this is your last meal because you won't have a fucking mouth. Like, that's not intimidating. It's just weird to say. Like, why would you say that?
I'm gonna cut your beak off. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's just a little over the
Really
line.
long
But
beak.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that note as well, Josh, I want to piggyback on that. That this is my first time meeting Daria, but it's been really great playing with you, and I feel like you've fit in like immediately.
Oh,
You're a great fit with us, so it's great playing with you.
It's really, really cool as well. Like, I just freaking love it because Daria is the fifth member of the crew, or sixth member of the crew anyway, because you did all the art. And yeah, I was just like, yeah, you have had so much creative process behind the scenes on this. It's really great to finally have you. Karen's just dying. It's okay. She'll be all right.
Oh shoot, I thought I muted myself. Oh my god.
She's keeping coughing. Don't worry. She is still dying. All right. Yeah. Well, we've said loads of nice things about Daria. Daria, say something nice about yourself now. Oh, you did. Sorry, you did. Well done. You did. Excellent. Good job. Sorry. It was so nice. I forgot it happened. Right. Let's talk about somebody else. Karen can't
Can I
talk.
go?
Yes, please do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to talk about Eric because I did draw the guys, and I thought just the feather thing when I was drawing, I did not know it was like the magic-y stuff. I thought it's like he's a teenager and that's like a pimple that he doesn't want to like touch, you know? I thought that's what it was. And then it's a fucking phoenix. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so cool, you know? I just loved it.
Yeah. Oh.
That's really funny. Thank you.
My favorite Eric was the really touching conversation between Arthur and Eric. That was really sweet. And it was particularly, if I was to point one bit of it out, was what if I have to become that? The concern in his head that, holy shit, like I might have to become that. And the concern that he is okay, the realization that he might be okay with becoming that to enact this justice was super cool. Really cool piece of introspection on the character's part. So excited to get to know more about all of these people. But yeah, Eric is, so much depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I wasn't quite sure what Arthur was gonna can you tell my voice has just dropped about 3 times? Because when Arthur like pulled you back to talk to you, I had no idea what he was going to say. And it really caught me out of left field. I was just like, I did not see that coming. That's so cool. It was just a really, it was a nice little introspective moment. Like we muck around a lot, so it's always kind of cool when someone comes out and just hits you in the feels. I also enjoyed Eric just kind of waltzing into the interrogation like a boss and being like, so who's Hermia?
And the guy was like completely scared. Yeah, that's cool.
I was like, oh, it's that guy. The guy who can call lightning down. I should not fuck with that guy.
That guy, yeah.
I was it kind of caught me off guard, Eric's reasoning for his like turn, because I was fully expecting it to be like a backstory thing, and it was actually just like Eric, like I as a player fully get Eric's like motivations for going down like a bit of a harsher path. Arfa is a bit like maybe just protective of his friend, but I think it's really cool, and it surprised me as well that tender Eric is sort of very willing to become quite a dark character to protect those that can't protect themselves.
I have been kind of rehearsing that justification in my head the last few weeks, because it really was like I've had a reasonably good idea about Eric this whole time, but it really was after that session of successfully negotiating with this beast, and then that I started thinking about this, and then it was just solidified with Skopps's complete unwillingness to negotiate, that really solidified for me, and that is kind of where Eric's motivations and his sense of justice and why he is an advocate for trying to reason with fire elementals and giant sea snakes. But if a pirate says something bad, then there's lightning, because they know better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd hope so.
Solid.
It's always interesting to kind of get a glimpse at characters' own kind of moral compasses and what they find, acceptable and unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
It's also a point on. I'll talk about it later. But yeah.
The other thing for me, I think I was proud of remembering that we could fly, and enacting that entrance into the cavern felt like I was proud of that.
I loved it. I only hated it because I'm like, they're gonna just do this every combat. They're gonna fly to the Valkyries. It's just the way the boys enter.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's dead set. It's really awesome. The boys
just sloop in.
And the two ground-based lovers are just like, no, fucking, there they go again. We'll be there in a minute. Like,
Kesh is hanging back. Just clear the way for me, guys.
What's great is that it actually works a lot better now, because Havier is a bit more melee focused, whereas Julio can hack it at range in a much more meaningful manner. So it's the upfront and the not so, and it works quite well.
And Josh, if you want to counter it, all we need is uphill.
Yeah. All I need to do is not provide you with a natural increase in elevation. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, they are defeated by a slight incline.
All I need to do is 20 feet of up, and that's enough. Yeah.
Flat ground. Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, let's talk about somebody else. Brendan's been flattered enough. Karen hasn't been flattered at all yet. Shall we talk about Kesh?
Ooh,
I was quite proud of my opening salvo in the interrogation, where I was basically like, look, he's already assumed you've spilled the beans, so you might as well just spill the beans. Like,
absolutely, yeah. That was really good.
I was quite proud of that. I felt quite. I possibly did it because I have no my charisma bonus is a 0. Like, I have no right being that persuasive. So possibly Karen had a little brainwave on Kesh's behalf there, but
That was a great persuasion attempt. But since you've already taken it, the suggestion to use a crowbar on it and then failing the intelligence save was awesome.
Yeah.
Because Kesh is always the one with good ideas. There's a precedent now. Anything that comes out of your mouth is gold. So if it's a bad idea, we're gonna run with it.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my
guys
God.
are all idiots, so they'll just follow.
To piggyback off of that, Karen is just like so quick-witted. Like I love the starting the session begins. Arthur's like, "You don't hold your alcohol," and she's like, "I can. I just didn't want to." I'm like, "That's funny. That's just funny."
Thank you.
Yeah, I loved that scene, the interrogation scene, up until we kind of crashed it, or Eric kind of crashed it. I think, you know, this is 2 sessions in a row now where Kesh has led interrogations. This one more successfully than the previous one, but neither of them that wasn't her fault. It was really interesting seeing the way that she kind of logicked her way through and kind of sweet talked the guy, and partnered up with Julio in doing that as well. I was trying to hold back as long as I can because I love role playing, but I really wanted to watch that happen, and that was very cool.
I did enjoy Maya and Julio's little tag team moments tonight. They were fun.
I think my favorite Kesh was delivering the plan. It was when you finally like laid out what the plan was. I was like, that's not a bad plan, and it feels like it is actually Kesh's plan. Everybody else has sort of pitched ideas, but Kesh has solidified the ones that are actually workable into a plan.
And any other details will work out on the way through, right?
I mean,
Good.
she is
Everyone
the
good?
chief. She's the
Yeah.
major.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm accumulating a lot of nicknames, unofficial titles.
General.
Yeah,
As well.
that was a good
Yeah,
one.
general. Yeah, Kesh really displayed her leadership again today, which was very cool.
Yeah.
And despite her +0 charisma, she's definitely the face of the party, I think.
Yeah.
I think Kesh has the highest charisma of us all, right?
Probably.
Do
Actually,
you guys
Julio-
have negative charisma?
Yeah, -2.
Julio is currently the most charismatic person in the party. Julio is, I think, a 12.
Yeah, with a whopping +1. I'm so charismatic.
Julio is an interesting build. Julio is it's what 8, 18, 13, 13, 12, 12.
Yeah, that's the way dice went.
I was like, wow, that's an interesting one. So a +1 to everything except Dex and Strength. Yeah, but it makes for I really like that sort of character build as well. That like you're just a normal guy who's good at one really really specific thing, and Kesh is pretty much the same, to be honest. Yeah. Who else do we need to talk about? We haven't talked about Nikolai yet.
No.
I liked the convo with Eric. That was my favorite moment. I mean, I liked showing like perhaps a more like real side of Arfa. Like he plays like the bloodthirsty Joker quite a lot, but I think he's like grown to care a lot for Eric, and kind of seeing him go down what Alpha believes is kind of like a self-destructive path is he wants to protect him from that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I guess I'll respond. I mean, there were lots of funny one-liners that I have written down, but that was obviously my favorite moment for Arthur. I knew that the conversation was coming. We had talked a little bit to say, hey, we probably need to have a chat about that out of character, but I wasn't expecting Arthur to take that route. I expected him to be more encouraging and to be more of a kind of, hey, what was that about? But it was actually quite confrontational. And that really surprised me. How like genuinely concerned Arthur was about the path that Eric was going down.
Yeah.
And I cried again. I did a better job of hiding it, but I had tears in my eyes during that moment.
Oh.
So of that conversation, that kind of towards the end of that, where Arthur said, you don't want to be this kind of person, and you're the best of us, which is now the second person in the party who said that to him, was great.
Yeah. I'm going to go a totally different way. Boomstick! All the boomstick stuff.
All the
God damn, you stole that. Oh.
So good.
Giving
When
me
I
a
made the
shotgun.
boomstick up, I didn't really think of anybody specifically to give it to.
How did you not realize
Yeah,
that
come
he would
on,
take
this
the
is made for
boomstick?
Because there's a couple of good reasons to give it to Javier or Eric, because they can reload it. The reason to give it to Kesh would be that Kesh is the range specialist, and the DC to dodge the bullets goes up the higher the dex of the user is. So Kesh would be the logical person to use it for up close work, but of course, Arthur, it's a shotgun. But yeah, I like whoever found it. Basically, I figured would take it. Like the part, I basically, yeah, Chekhov's gun. I put it out there, assuming someone will pick it up. And
An
I'm totally
actual
up
gun.
for Chekhov's actual shotgun. Chekhov's boomstick. And
It was funny as well when Kesh kind of started to take it off him and said, well, maybe let's give this to Eric. And Eric and Brendan were both, no, this has to be Arthur's.
Yeah.
This is very irresponsible, but it can't be any other way.
really liked having Petra there to show him the safety.
Oh my god, that moment was priceless.
Yeah.
And then when it came back around in the interrogation, it was like, because I'm not sure if I've got the safety on right.
That is scary to hear. That's
Yeah.
for sure scary.
Terrifying.
'Cause I'm not sure how the safety on this works.
Don't know what
Oh
was
my
nice.
god, you took both the coolest moments for Alpha, which is the talk and the boomstick. But I will say, just in general, how like with the flow, just Nikolai as a player goes every time. Like, Julio's awkward ass compliments actually work on Alpha because he's like, "Oh, that's so sweet." That's
My
that's
legs are
nice
orange.
ending.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Delightful.
And of
I have
course, the final. I would, of course, normally just go and get them myself because I am a boat. But there are sharks.
I have like a whole bunch of Arthur quotes written down tonight. Spooning the booty all night.
Ah,
Um,
there is art of that, but it's not
Thank you, we
for public
built
consumption.
the rest of us are very morally questionable, which was a nice one. And Bandit Pirate Cowboy.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
yes,
Yeah.
Forgot I
just the
said
visual
all-
of it.
All of all of the list.
Yeah.
Yes, the list was great.
Ludicrous 200-foot lasso made of like climbing ropes, a thick, heavy gauge. It's not like amazing.
But just jumping back to Dario real quick, I did enjoy Swashbuckler.
I mean, that was the worst one. I don't know. I hoped it would just float out of your brains by the end of the session.
No, it's written down now. It's
Very much in my
it's
head.
in the book. It's in the red book of memories.
Alrighty. Okay,
That
well,
the dog chewed, in case anyone was wondering.
BY. Yeah. Was it this dog or the last dog?
It was this dog.
Okay, theory damage.
Yep,
Okay.
Siri chewed the corner off the D&D book.
Sorry, one last thing, one quote, not quite quote, but I wanted to chuck in there for Nikolai was Arthur's entrance into the interrogation after we had the break was great. I was intending, I had this line in my head of introducing Arthur, and Arthur just charged in there with the boomstick and the hammer. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, I tell him anything I knew. I tell him stuff I didn't know.
Yeah. And the fucking line, I know how to use one of these things. I'm like, oh no, that's scary.
moments. What was your
Oh,
favorite
DM
DM
moments.
moment?
Yeah, all right then. My favorite self moment. I actually had one. It was getting to, between what I had told Daria about Julio about Skopps, and then you guys went and did a very thorough job of interviewing Dremon. You learned getting to drop Skopps' logic, Skopps' reason. Because I firmly believe every good villain has a reason for what they're doing. Even if it's as morally reprehensible as what Skopps is doing, and obviously what he's doing is deeply, deeply wrong. But, yeah, getting to drop the point that he actually has a reason. And unfortunately, it is just so completely counter to everybody else's interests, there is no negotiating with the guy. He wants to become a sea god. That you can't really talk someone down from that. So, yeah. But yeah, getting my favorite bit was partially figuring out what his reason was that matched the source material that I'm using, because Wakeworm's Fury is a free PDF by the Hit Point Press that you can download from their website. Wait a week and then you won't have to spoil yourself because I'm using their stuff now. You guys haven't done anything I haven't used yet. But as soon as you enter the cave, it's their stuff. It's basically a combat one-shot, which is why I fleshed it out a bit. But it's a pretty good... the art is amazing. Art is absolutely incredible. I would actually say it's better than the original Humbewood book, just because it's pirate themed. But yeah, that would be my favorite DM moment, because Skopps in the book doesn't have any particularly good reason. I believe he just wants to be a better pirate, so he has a monster on his side, that sort of thing. Whereas, yeah, I've given him a bit more depth. I did to him what I did to Kral, who was just a nasty man. And I find it lazy. And there's no particular reason to do it, but I like doing it. I like giving them a point or a reason.
I'm pretty sure I did like a double take when you said he was gonna. Oh yeah, I don't know. It was something in the way that you said it as Dervin. It was like such an offhanded comment of like, yeah, he wants to become a wakeworm, a sea god, or something like that. I loved the delivery of it.
It's like, I have no idea how he plans to go about it. He's insane. We just sort of roll with that because he makes us rich.
Dervin was cool. He was super chill. Like, I liked him.
Thick as two short legs. Yeah.
But the addition of the safety by Petra was very funny.
Aaron, you're muted, which is why you got spoken over.
Sorry. I'm trying not to cough violently into the mic again.
Fair. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I did enjoy when I was like inciting on Den's intentions, that you were like, oh yeah, if he escapes, he's going straight back.
Well,
like,
yeah, and then I took it back. I was like, well, actually, if he has any useful knowledge, like if you tried to get him to do that, if you gave him something useful, and then he definitely would have just gone straight back. Yeah.
That is like the definition of like good ratty character, because he's not too loyal. He works like for himself, and he might change his decision and his like allegiances if the situation calls for it. I think that was quite realistic in how a person in this situation would behave. I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
I liked the reference to, or the letter, the secret letter to Hernia/Hermia. I was like, internally I was like, oh, here we go, another sympathetic bloody backstory for this terrible villain. But it was well done, and it was quite subtle, and it was done in a way that we easily could have missed it. And it wasn't kind of in our face as a roadblock to say, no, wait, this is the justification of this guy, so now you need to think about it. It's shades of grey. So I thought the way you did it quite subtly was great.
Thank you.
I also enjoyed when the hedge girl came to give us a note and you were like waving us off, interacting with her. She's like, she has no backstory, let her go.
Yeah. Oh,
Could have made up some bollocks if you wanted, but I was just like, there's a lot to do. Come on, chop chop.
another thing I really liked is the fact that you gave me a third chance to open the stupid chest because I failed miserably on both rolls. I'm like, oh my god, I am the rogue and this is what I do. Fuck me, this is horrible.
It's funny because it's your introduction to us as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
Let me see my
the best
rogue
thing I
things.
do.
And
Oh my
that was
God.
partially why I was just like, no, it's really funny, and you've played it really well. Like, I'm really nervous. Sorry, stop looking at me. Go, go, go. And I was just like, yeah, making it a character choice that they're shit at this because people are watching, was funny to me. And I was just like, that's cool. I'm gonna give you another shot. Objectively, it's a chest. It's an inanimate object. It's not going anywhere. You're not breaking it or damaging it by fucking this up. You're just not managing it. You failed so abysmally, you didn't even leave anything stuck in there. So, like, fuck it, have another go. There's other ways in, even not. Like, I'm sure Petra could have manufactured a concrete saw or something. You just might have fucked up what was inside.
Oh, you know, Kesh could have had another go with the crowbar.
Yeah, that's
Any
obviously
number
the
of
best
ways
choice.
in. You might have damaged the instructions to the boomstick. Is the that was my if you had done in a damaging way, yeah. Anyway, there we go. Thank you very much for my favorite moments. I was quite proud of what I did. So, guys, we're gonna go away from here now because we've been streaming for a dreadfully long time, and it's a different time in the world for Dario as well. So. Actually, it's earlier, so why am I worrying? Okay, well, the rest of us have work tomorrow, maybe. So, we should go away from here now, but we need to... I need to remind you guys, firstly, please chuck us a follow if you've enjoyed the show, and thank you so much for Nerds of the West for your massive raid, and thank you so many of you for sticking around. Amazing. Really grateful to have you. We're a relatively new channel, but we're pretty proud of the quality of content that we're putting out there. Please come back next Wednesday and Thursday. We have the series finale of this show on Thursday night, and on Wednesday night, we have our new Avatar Legends games, DM'd by Rhythm in the Mind, featuring D-Rab, Axel Bebbington, Matt Brown from Split the Party, and special guest this coming week, Maddie Mullins is going to be joining us as well, which is exciting. And over on Roll for Damage, we have an enormous charity event coming up this weekend. 48 hours of D&D, starting Saturday morning AWST or Friday evening if you're in the Americas, where they will be beginning with the season finale of Scales Above, DM'd by Nova One, and then a bunch of other DMs from other places are coming in. Sean O'Donovan from Paradise Productions, Des from the Eldritch Scribe, I'm even having a stint myself, Kevin from Dirty 20 Gaming, we've got Joe Cat coming in from their YouTube channel, we've got Felix, I believe, might be, no, not Felix, but Whistle While You Work, and Shannon Roby. Loads and loads of people are coming to play with us, and it's super, super exciting. Rogue Uzu is playing. Yes, there are going to be lots and lots of people out there who are enjoying D&D, and we're going to be playing it for 48 hours straight. Loads of giveaways to collect. Receive, maybe win, I don't know, give away, receive, yeah, it's going to be awesome, all in aid of St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. It's going to be extremely exciting, and I believe almost all of us are involved in some way or another. Brendan,
I think I'm the only one who's
available.
dodged it because I'm very busy.
No, you haven't dodged it, you're in the game.
How do you?
Yeah, I'm DMing you on Saturday.
Oh, you didn't know that.
Surprise!
What? I agree to that.
We'll talk about this later. I have 4 players if you can't be bothered, Karen.
I don't want to.
If you don't want to help the children at St. Jude's, that's okay.
Oh no, I'm not.
Wow,
into
guilt trip into D&D. Wow.
Oh yeah,
That's
I'm home by 1:30, so I think that was why it was okay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
5.
great.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
I don't have to change plans. Cool, good, because there were plans. Right, anyway. Captain Carter, great, love to see you there. Thank you so much for our guest art as well, that's marvellous. Well, guys, who the absolute heck are you all? I'm going to ask Brendan first. Brendan, who the heck are you?
I'm absolutely hecking Brendan Ellis. I'm an actor and director in Perth. I'm an art slut. I am the current artistic director of Perth Playback Theatre. We are doing a fringe show. We've got 4 dates in total, so check out the link in chat and come see that. It's going to be very cool. And I will be here in a couple of weeks on a Wednesday for a Christmas one shot as well.
Yes. In fact, I will give you a sneak peek into that. Eric, before you guys left Saltars Point, in fact, before you left the headquarters of the Coast Guard, Ferris Timbale takes you aside as you guys are leaving and says, "Oh, Master Eric, if I can have a word, this letter arrived for you. It was sent to the tenders in Alderheart, and it was forwarded on to here. As you're currently working out of Saltars Point, I was asked to hand it over to you." He hands it. It is a formally written letter in a thick gauge paper envelope with your family seal on the wax. It says Eric Shadowmilk, care of the tenders in Alderheart. You've seen this sort of letter before. It's a wedding invitation, or at least sneaky peek.
It's our wedding.
Is that for the Christmas one shot that we're doing?
Yes. Oh, sorry, not the Christmas one shot. No, that's the crossover one shot. The crossover 2 shot. Yeah. The Christmas one shot is something different.
Yes. So we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be cool. That's me.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. Alrighty. Ooh, D-Rab, yes.
I managed to cheat a sneak peek from DM, and that's
there you go.
Horrifying.
D-Rab will also be in that game. Karen, who the heck are you?
I'm Karen, also an art slut. Yes, I will be. I think I am in the Christmas one shot as well. I think I agreed to that.
Look, why not?
Yeah.
You're
I'm clearly well on top of it.
If she can't do the Saturday, she can do the Christmas as well.
Yeah, I can squeeze it. Yeah, I'll be on the charity stream this Saturday at 5. I'll be part of the Great Humbewood crossover 2 shot, which will be on Monday nights and Roll for Damage in a few weeks.
Yeah, you're going to be Eric's +1.
Yes. I'm going to be at the Christmas one shot here on Corsair's Cove, and I will also be on AJ Winter's new Twitch channel, Winter's Tales, on the 16th of December. We're doing a little follow-up one-shot to the Academy of Xandar campaign, where we'll be going to the hunt for the Blood Mage.
And Nikolai will be involved in that, as will D-Rap.
Yeah, because those of you who did watch the Academy of Xandar campaign, the Blood Mage screwed V over, and she has been thirsty for revenge. And now it will finally come. But you can also check me out in the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons. Link is in chat. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mother Bunnies and Instagram at Miss Lola Moore. And I think that's about everything I've got going on. It's a lot, but I'm having a good time.
It's plenty, yeah. Thank you so much, Karen. Daria, who the absolute heck are you?
Yes, I'm Daria. I am an artist, not an art slut, but Mom says I will become if I study hard enough. And also I am a player in the Eldritch Scribe D&D stream, which is on Mondays. Next Monday we are not playing, but we will be part of the charity stream on this weekend, and can't wait. Seems to be very exciting. I'm all for it. You can also find me on Twitter whenever I post, like once in a blue moon. But yeah, that's about it.
Daria, just one new favorite moment.
I see.
Yeah. Nikolai, who the hecking heck are you?
I'm hacking Nikolai Kravchenko, or Cossack Nico in chat. Role player between here and Roll for Damage. I will be in Josh's game on Saturday, alongside Karen and Daria as well. And I will also be in the one shot over on Winter's Tales on the 16th. Was it?
16th of December.
Yeah, it's
Donnie and V will go forth.
It's basically this time slot, but the week after we finish.
So we got
That's
next.
right. That makes sense to me. I'll be in those things, so come watch me there.
As part of AJ's 25 Days of Christmas insanity.
Yes,
and we will probably drop a raid on AJ. I am Josh the Pirate, Madame and Monsieur Dama under Heron and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion. I be Josh the Pirate. Thank you so much for joining me on my new adventure, Corsairs Cove. It's been a splendid pleasure having you all this evening. If you liked my face and voice, you can check me out on the weekend over on Roll for Damage doing a heck load of stuff. I also normally DM the Humbewood there, but we had the season finale last Monday, just this Monday. But we will be back on that time slot in a couple of Mondays' time for a 2-shot crossover, which is Eric's cousin's wedding. Then I'll also be doing a Christmas one-shot in a couple of Wednesdays' time here on Roll for Damage, on Corsairs Cove. I do too many channels. If you like the majestic voice, but you think I could stand to turn the face down a bit, I too am in There Be Dragons, playing the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar. And if you want to come and see me in a Fringe show live, you can check out Pup Erotica at Fringe World. There we are.
We do many things at Fringe.
I'm very busy. I don't have a huge amount of life or time. I am producing AJ's Box is coming again. I am producing Jungle in here. I am producing Pup Erotica, and I'm also going to be in that one as well. It's a lot. Anyway, guys, we're going to chuck a sneaky raid now to AJ Winters herself. Winter's Tales is streaming, probably doing some world building. This is exciting. So we're going to drop them a raid now. Chuck up your favorite raid emotes in chat. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you, Nerds of the West, for your amazing raid. And we will see you guys next week. Hopefully. We'd love to. You don't feel obliged to, but we would love to have you here.
There might be Worm Showdown.
Oh,
times.
She is interviewing DM Dave.
Oh, sweet.
From Careful Cantrip, I believe. We will chuck them a raid now, guys. How exciting. And see how they're going. And So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.